Oh yeah, that boy get to New York, he gonna be a totally different person. I bet. That's what he's trying to get. New York.
That's what I heard. Welcome back to Hoover Story Podcast. We put basketball in proper perspective. I'm Diddy Knows Ball. That's Ray. And say, man, it's a lot to talk about today. Talking about Zion, the CBA, and then we talking about the play-in. Uh, I guess the biggest surprises and biggest standouts and disappointments, stuff like that. So, where do you want to start, Ray?
We can start with the CBA. I mean, the gist of it is, we all know about the you got to play the mandatory at least 65 games to be awarded, to be eligible for season awards, um, to kind of stop the load management. I don't know if you heard about the new thing they're trying to do, the in season tournament.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I
They
heard
saying that
about
could,
that
they
for sure.
saying that could start as soon as next season. It's basically, to go more in depth about it. They were saying that the like it'll it'll basically be implemented into regular season schedule starting in November. 8 teams advance into a single elimination tournament in December. Then the final four will be held at a neutral site. Um, then the two finalists will play a 83rd game in the season that would not count to the regular season, though. And they saying that players and coaches will earn additional prize money. So you already know when you bring incentives like that, that's gonna make people want to play even harder. Um,
What's the
they
incentive?
additional prize money.
Man, that ain't making nobody do nothing in no NBA. Dude's
Shoot,
already making 14 million a year, 15 million a year.
hey,
This boy, this
why you think
boy,
people?
Buddy
Okay,
Hill
why you
got
think?
a
Why you think? Why you think Ja Morant lawyer trying to countersue that one person about lying on Ja, and how he they said Ja got hit in the face, he had to miss some games, and he could have what's called it, if he would have got all NBA. He could have got all NBA if he would have played a certain amount of games, and that would have led to him being able to get a super max contract. If they don't care about money, why is his lawyer trying to countersue on that particular
it's
purpose?
it's a difference between caring about money and going all in on a bonus. That's some contract shit sound like a fucking
No, his contract about to be up.
but
Hey,
that's what I'm saying. Ja Morant's contract is over hundreds of millions of dollars. This in season tournament ain't offering hundreds of millions of dollars. How much you think these dudes go get outside of what they already get? That's what I'm saying. That shit ain't gonna make LeBron play. That shit ain't gonna make Durant play. That shit ain't gonna make the top dudes that already get hundreds of millions of dollars play. That's what I'm saying. The incentive should be something else. And if you, I really don't. I think you should have a tournament between those tanking teams because I done heard that idea somewhere. I forgot where I heard it at, but I thought that was a good idea. Don't fucking just do no draft lottery. Have a tournament, and the winner who wins that tournament gets the first pick. And so make goddamn well after the bottom teams. But then again, I don't like that either though, because if you doing like a what would it be like a 14 tournament, 16 tournament? Because just the best team would win. So the team that probably should get like the sixth pick go end up getting the one pick every year. But I don't
no,
know.
those the two things that really just stood out to me.
And what about the All NBA stuff?
That's what I said. The 65 games
Oh yeah, yeah, you did say it.
minimum.
And what about what else was on the
They got
CBA?
they implemented a second salary cap apron.
What's
Um,
that supposed to mean?
Um, basically they saying that like teams like Golden State and the Clippers who try to run up their salary and luxury tax spending while also still maintaining to add talent to the roster. Like they basically like they kind of cutting it to like a cutoff basically, where you can't just keep on just um, like utilize cash in trade. You know, people trade for just cash or something like that. Like, you
Yeah,
can't. It's basically stuff that you try to use to your advantage to just get a trade or something. You like, oh, I'm gonna get this. I'm gonna get him some picks or something to get this player that's like a big deal. But I know they need picks because they trying to tank or whatever and build up from the ground up. So um, they kind of cutting back on some of that stuff, or like even like trying to move first round picks that ain't that's like a say we in 2023. Somebody give you a 2028 pick or a 2029 pick. Like, what am I gonna do with that right now?
yeah.
So yeah, they just stuff like that.
See, man, that shit is chess. If I can swindle a dude out of his picks early, that's on him. Because people forget how valuable picks is. Because don't nobody keep up with high school and college basketball. Carlos Boozer got a son. He a sophomore right now, Ray. Listen to what I'm finna say. He a sophomore, right? He was top five in national high school player of the year. And he going up against seniors, juniors, and he holding his own ranked team. And they played everybody. He beat all the top seniors pretty much, except for like two already as a sophomore. So he's not gonna be able to be eligible for the draft of 2026. And there's a couple dudes in that draft class that's already 6'8" wings, 6'7" wings, and they're in the 10th grade, right? So me as a scout, those 2026 picks are very valuable as compared to when Bronny's coming out. Bronny coming out in 2024. Well, he's a 2024, but that's gonna be really 2025, the NBA draft. And that's supposed to be a weak class. You get what I'm saying? So it's like it's on the team to be on top of that type of stuff and to value those picks accordingly. Like, because I wouldn't mind somebody trading my 2025 picks, my 2024 picks, because I don't think those draft classes are that strong right now. But I would want my 2026 pick because they got the Cameron Boozers, they got the Cooper Flags, the Koa Peets. That's what people don't realize when it comes to the GM side of the NBA game. You got to play the long game sometimes.
Oh, they don't
And
mind that. I'm talking about like when people be trying to give you what's called picks that's like 6, 7 years away.
no, that's what
That's
I'm
what they.
saying. You should allow people to be stupid and give up picks if they want to.
I guess they saying though they that the NBA basically trying to bring more of bring more so to the competition side. Like they trying to balance out teams and not being able to just um, go out just because you got a bigger salary cap and now I can just do this and get rid of these things to get this player I'm trying to get. That's what they basically trying to get to, I guess.
They need to do something when it comes to being able to offer the players you drafted unlimited amounts of money. Like if I draft you, let's say I had 15 picks in these last few years. They should allow me to pay my draft picks, those 15 guys that I personally drafted, as much as I want compared to their position. Kind of like how they do the franchise tag in football. They
Hmm.
should do something similar like that in basketball, but with your own players to where you could just open up that faucet for them. Like if so, so a team like Orlando, you know how Orlando always lose all their superstars, but
Hmm.
if I was able to pay Dwight Howard like 50 million more than everybody else, and Orlando's really not that bad of a place to be, I'm pretty sure he'd be like, man, I ain't passing at 50 M's. So they need to start doing stuff like that so small market teams could keep their superstars financially to where make it to where basically a offer you just can't refuse. That's how I feel. Because that's all we need is we need parity. There's a lot of parity right now. We need to keep it like that. We don't need to let the players hold teams hostage anymore because hey, the inmates been running the asylum and it's hurt the product. We gotta call a spade a spade. That's how I feel. How do you feel about the player empowerment? Because
What you
that's
mean
something
by
we
that? Are you talking about giving
just the
players more power to like
yeah.
decide their futures?
Yes, like what we done seen with the LeBrons, the KDs, the Kawhis. Because you got to understand, this shit wasn't happening even in the decade when we started watching basketball, the early 2000s.
I think Shaq was the first player that we seen take his career into his own hand when he signed that super big deal to come to LA. That was the
Mm.
first time I think we seen a superstar player. Like, whoa, what is he doing? Like, why he ain't staying with his organ? Like, he was the first one that you really can think of. Like, Magic finished in L.A., Isaiah Thomas finished in Detroit, Bird finished in and what's it called? Boston. MJ well, we know what happened with that, but Kareem got traded, but he stayed in LA after he got traded. That was the traditional way. A lot of them didn't have a choice because free agency wasn't a thing yet. So really, free agency ushered that in. That player empowerment. I think that was the whole point of the free agency. Like it, it's your destiny. Like do what you will with it. And some people
That's
still
free. That's free
some people still.
agency.
That's what I'm saying. Some people kept their traditional style though. Like, man, whatever team drafts me, I want to finish with them. But everybody didn't have that same mindset. Some people were like, man, I'm gonna go wherever I want to go. Some people say I'm gonna
But
go where I. Cause it's times in players' careers who played 20 years, like Tim Duncan. I'm pretty sure Tim Duncan had some issues when he was with the Spurs.
mhm.
Don't mean he wanted to lead though. We got a thing now where soon as somebody feel like the littlest adversity in they time with a team, they be like, oh no, I want to leave. I didn't feel like there or whatever the case may be. And I'm just like, I think to a certain extent, player empowerment has kind of gave people a more diva complex.
Mhm.
Um, because it allows people to feel like they're they have some type of entitlement.
And that's my biggest thing because I don't like LeBron. You know that. I don't, but I like players like Kawhi Leonard, players like Kevin Durant, and I don't agree with what they've done. Like just going to Brooklyn, going to Clippers, and it's pretty much with Kawhi case, it's like, hey, I'm go sit out as many games as it takes, but I'm gonna try to be ready for the playoffs, and I'm gonna give you ramp up games in the regular season. And he been doing that for his damn near since San Antonio. With KD is, hey, I'm trying to do what LeBron do. I want to bring my friends, play with my friends. I want to do this. I want to do that. I want to have the freedom to pick the coach. I want to have the freedom to pick who I play with. Man, I feel like Ray, this is an organizational thing, right? If I'm a GM, you let me be the GM. You trust me to bring in a talent. You trust me to draft the talent. You trust me to sign the talent. You see what I'm saying? If you a player, I'm gonna trust you to play. If you the coach, I'm gonna trust you to coach. So it's gotten to the point where You know how hard it is to be great at two, three jobs. Most people can't even be great at one. We gonna let these dudes have two or three jobs above. I ain't even gonna say above they pay grade, just above they position title. Like, there's no way that everybody in the world should know LeBron plays for the Lakers, but he's making the GM decisions basically in a lot of instances. I just feel like that's unacceptable. You play your part, you play your role. If you a star player, be the star player. Work with your GM, work with your coach, but you shouldn't be the de facto GM or coach as a
But is that
player.
LeBron's fault or is that the GM fault?
That is the league's fault for allowing this to happen. Because at the end of the day, I
That's
was
the
watching.
thing. You want the league to have a full stronghold on all 30 teams, and it's like that's not. And
It's
at that point, it's being ran like a dictatorship.
but you see what happened when you give motherfuckers too much freedom.
But this been going
Hey,
on
Chris,
before.
it's a little loud in your background, Chris. I ain't gonna lie.
This been going on before any player that's in the league right now was even born.
But I'm just saying, Ray, the amount of games these dudes play has went to the tank. We seeing it. We seeing it with Zion right now. He literally came out and said, "What, Ray? I could play, but I'm not because, like, come on now, don't nobody else get to go and do that. If anybody else had a job, and motherfuckers say, man, I could call their boss, man, I could work, but man, I'm just not feeling like myself. Motherfucker be like, well, you probably need to find you another job. And they say, cause I need you to come in. That's just not how the world works, and that's not how it should work in basketball either.
The only thing that's bad about that analogy is at most jobs, people not signed to a contract. So if I just want to let you go because you like, oh, I can't go tonight, I'm breaching the contract, and I'm probably gonna have to pay you even more than what I already told you I was gonna pay you. So that's why in that aspect that analogy doesn't work into a basketball contract, or especially at the highest level.
I don't know. I feel like because I done heard a theory where they said these dudes should be paid based on the games they play. Like if your contract is you get this amount per season and they break it down so you get this amount per game, you should only get that amount per game if you played those games.
Hey, you need to negotiate that into their contract. You can't just implement that. You got to actually renegotiate the contract and do that, and
No,
they
no,
got to agree to that.
no, I'm saying I understand, but it's just like I just feel like look at all the sports leagues. Which league where players got the most power? Is it the NBA or is it another sports league that they got more power than the NBA players?
Do you think other players want as much power as NBA do?
I'm pretty sure they do.
Exactly.
But does that hurt us, the people that watch the games, the people that consume the games? Because you remember what I just told you the other day? Because I was trying to do some research on Thunder and the Pelicans, right? You know they were supposed
Hmm.
to play like 3 or 4 games throughout the season. It was only one game where they were semi-healthy when they played each other at the 3-4 matchups. And one of those matchups, it was no Zion and no CJ. But you had Ingram and everybody else. So I counted that as the most healthy game for me to sit there and watch and scout going into that play-in game. That's not good, Ray. That's just not good. If teams want, especially let's say, because you remember how Embiid sat out against Jokic that second game against the Nuggets. They only play each other twice a season, right? We only get Jokic versus Embiid twice a season unless they play each other in the finals. If y'all two can play, y'all need to play because that's what we want to see. Everybody was waiting on Embiid versus Jokic part two, wasn't they? Be honest, be real.
Yeah.
And we didn't get it. Why?
NBA was resting.
It don't sound like good business to me. I ain't gonna lie. Just in terms of just good business. I mean, we you know what I'm saying. Nigga, get over it. It's just a game or whatever, whatever. But I know, I can't speak for you, but since a nigga been trying to do this basketball media shit, I've been taking these games really serious, right? So I kind of do want the best players to play, so I can really sit here and
especially
have
if
a
it's nothing
real
wrong with
opinion,
that.
especially if there's nothing wrong with you. So it's like, cause I can't say I don't want these dudes to have no power over their own, you know what I'm saying, body and what they are doing, because it is physically demanding and this and that and this and that. But you get compensated very well to play the game. So it's like I don't feel bad for no nigga, for nigga if he hurt a little bit, like we just talked about CJ McCollum and this and that and that. If
I
it's that
just found
bad,
out why
don't play.
CJ had brought that up though. He was really throwing a slight at Zion when he said that he
Exactly.
he was
I get
like,
it.
yeah,
Huh.
he was basically saying he's like, it's a lot of games I could have sat out because he was supposed to have surgery on that thumb, but he decided it's just like that year he was supposed to have surgery on his back, but he chose to play when he was in the bubble. So I
Yeah.
mean, I won't I never take that away from CJ. CJ, even when he hurt, he will play.
And that's what I'm
Now he
saying.
might play bad,
But
but
he's sitting
his
there. He gonna
fans
take
gonna
the
be outdone.
criticism.
Yeah,
Yes, he just gonna fade the criticism. Same thing with
yeah.
Ant. Ant wasn't healthy, but you know what's gonna happen
I'm gonna
today? I'm
say
gonna kill
I'm
Ant.
gonna say when he hurt his shoulder, he's already playing bad before that. We're not gonna. That's the one thing they trying to make that seem like why he played bad that game. No, he's already off to a bad start. He landed on his shoulder in the third quarter.
Uh, I think so. They were saying something like that.
Yeah, he was playing bad before that. But he came back out there. He
I
finished
just,
the game. I mean, you could literally see when he first got back on the court. He got back on the court. They were shooting free throws. He was at the free throw line, not the one shooting free throws. You could see his face right then. I'm like, I don't know how this about to work out, but hey,
so I got a question, right? How does this sound? If you're able to play, you should play unless you're cleared by NBA doctor, not the team doctor, but the NBA doctor. Like they need a doctor's office that works with the team doctors. And at the end of the day, the team doctor has to get approval by the NBA doctor on whether dude should be cleared or should not be cleared.
I
Is
think that's
that
gonna
fair?
cause conflict. Because if the team doctor saying one thing and the NBA doctor saying one thing, who do we supposed to believe?
It ain't gonna cause conflict. The NFL started doing the same thing.
Oh, see, I ain't know that.
But the NFL is ran different than the NBA.
Well, yeah, but at the end of the day,
Goodell is different than Silver. Goodell is more so leaning towards that dictatorship. I call the shots. If you like it or not, I don't care.
What's the
That's
better
Goodell
product?
motto.
Right?
Hmm?
What's the better product in terms of actual product? Not the better game, not the better sport, but what's the better product between the NFL and the NBA? Like, what's the better bang for your buck?
I don't know. I think players have been voicing their opinions more in football that they don't like what's happening. So
But what? Hey, would you rather? I don't know. I think your employees should be a little unsatisfied.
oh no, they talking about some of the rule changes. They ain't got nothing to do with like they freedom and all that. So they talking about like far as the rule changes, the
I'm talking
penalties and all
about.
that type of stuff. They talking about that stuff. They like they don't even feel like we even playing football no more.
See, I get the rules though because they should come with safety, but I'm talking about just in terms of the product. I'm not as worried watching football games and worrying about people's availability unless they really can't go.
But come on now,
What?
every year people favorite teams. Man, we've been injured all year, man.
That's the
Every season,
that's the
every
dudes that
team is
actually
gonna be
be
saying
hurt
that.
though.
Every fan base gonna be saying that. You gonna have to choose.
How many times do you see NFL players resting though? That's different. That's a different thing, right?
How we know they're not covering up with injuries? We don't know. They never came out. I think that'd be more frowned upon in football because they already you know how it was even in high school. Football people supposed to be all brolic and they supposed to be all big and tough and all. So they already kind of giving off that. That's their personality. That's the outlook they want to keep. The only time you don't see us is because we're actually that hurt. What if it was actually exposed that people were actually resting? That's not gonna be a good look on the sport of football. Basketball, people always talk about basketball players being soft. Like, come on, that's just how it's always been looked at. Even when we was kids, they was talking about like that. Before we was even born, they was talking about basketball players are softer compared to other sports. So it's easy for that to be not as frowned upon.
Okay, I'm gonna go over this and then we can move on. Kevin Durant, he's played 47 games this year. Kawhi Leonard played 52 games this year. Like Zach Lavine.
I'm gonna switch to my
play
laptop. Then I want to get a quick word in.
All right, that's a bit. LeBron played 55 games this year.
You talking about people who are not gonna be eligible?
Yeah.
Why are we acting brand new on this? This ain't the first year where if you
Devin,
played under
Devin Booker done played 53 games this year.
why are we acting brand new on this, DJ?
I'm not acting brand new. I'm saying it's a problem though.
I'm saying this rule change. It's now it's on paper, but it's always been an unwritten rule. If you don't show your face, you're not gonna get no NBA awards.
But I'm saying it's not even just that. I'm just saying
why didn't Embiid win MVP last year? Before it was a rule for it because he was missing games.
I think that was the year before. That was the year before last year.
He missed games last year too, though.
But this one I'm saying that's not good. These dudes ain't playing over 60 games. Like you remember in the early 2000s, man. When we was growing up, we only had the ESPN matchups and the TNT matchups, and then like the ABC matchups. Yeah. Like them dudes played, bro, because this was the only time we really got to see them. Do you remember growing up and missing a Kobe versus Dirk matchup? One of them dudes missing one of them matchups. Did you grow up missing the Kobe versus T-Mac matchups? It's outside of when T-Mac was actually hurt, or the Vince Carter matchups, the Allen Iverson matchups, the Ray Allen matchups. They played, bro. I can name so many matchups that I didn't see. I didn't see Donovan Mitchell versus Jokic this year. I didn't see what was the game Giannis had sat out? I forgot. Giannis sat out against one of them superstars. But it'd be like teams you don't hardly ever get to see play each other because they in different conferences. And the only time you really see them play is the 2 times in the regular season, and if they make it to the finals. People don't understand how important it is.
Set out against. Well, they did it a couple times, but it was like against an actual contending team because they played against the Mavericks, and the next game they played somebody else. And that's when they played bad, and then they played another team. And they sat out, and you was like, man, they only played good against the Mavericks. It was like,
man, it's stuff like that, bro. Because man, let's say who missed a lot of games, and it'd be like a cross conference matchup. But let me see what Chris was gonna say. What you was finna say, Chris? You said you had something to add.
About to get on Zion.
We can move to Zion.
Y'all can hear me?
Yeah.
I bet. But nah, before we move on to the Zion thing, that NBA CBA is soft as hell. I don't like how they doing that all NBA selection positionless. I feel like that's got something to do with this Joel Embiid and Jokic debate thing, where people always felt, well, people been feeling like Embiid should have been first team or whatever, but you can only have one center. So I feel like that's kind of where that done started. Like we see people done got snubbed, but to the point to where they feel like that most people or like that somebody deserved to be first team, but because like that this CBA niggas just crying too much, bro. And y'all done heard
Man,
me say it before. They crying way too much. And y'all done seen it. I done said it 1,000 times. I'm gonna say it 1,001. David Stern would never be pacifying these niggas the way that Adam Silver is. I love Adam Silver to where, he letting them be a little free, but it's starting to get to be a little too much. It's like they pout and he got to deliver. Sometimes, man, as a commissioner, you got to put your foot down and tell these motherfuckers no.
yes, because at the end of the day, they still your employees. That's what everybody be forgetting.
Like, and and I ain't trying to, try to act like this is a dictatorship, but goddamn it, in a way it is.
So shit.
In the way it is, it's like, bro, you got all these people because the way that the NBA is ran different is because the actual commissioner for the NBA actually has a lot more say so as far as what happens than the commissioner of the NFL. Because technically, the commissioner for the NFL works for the owners. You know what I'm saying? It's the other way around. You would think the commissioner be like, I do this and y'all like, nah, nigga, you do something one of us don't like, we will let your ass go. So Adam Silver is really, he is the iron fist in a lot of this. And it's getting to a point, man, some of this stuff just a little too soft. He pacifying these niggas way too much. These are grown ass men. These are grown ass men. And
I'm gonna say what I said to DJ about how y'all got David Stern confused.
How?
A lot of things went under David Stern's watch. A lot. We talk about how players things got amplified when Silver got in effect, but things were already happening like that when Stern was in effect.
Oh no! I'm not acting like stuff wasn't happening.
You had hold on. You had players drinking beer in locker rooms before games, during games, and after games under Stern's watch. You had players overdosing on drugs during Stern's watch. You had Michael Jordans. You had Magic Johnsons. You had people who held more power than Stern did. And this was all during Stern's watch.
But
I mean, it's a lot. It's a lot of things that got swept under the rug because either we were too young, or they started just getting less talked about as the years went on. But a lot of stuff happened on the Stern's watch. The worst thing that we can say happened on the Adam Silver's watch is, man, players are load managing.
But really think about that. Like in response to that, because I hear what you're saying, a lot of stuff did happen, but at the same time, because sports is is pretty much a mirror of society, and the same way that society has changed, the same way sports has. So the same way, are you talking about how they was all crazy, doing lines of coke and all that shit back in the 80s? Motherfuckers was doing that shit in real life. That's how people was living. And so like, yeah, a lot of that was going on under his watch, but at the same time, you can't say that you didn't see the way that he ran the league evolve. He pretty much had to change with the times, like everything else has. Everything has changed with the times. So of course, all that stuff happened, but at the end of the day, and again, I'm talking more like the 2000s.
And hold on, Chris.
I'm talking the 2000s. David
Stern did clean up the NBA too, like the Malice in the Palace, the Allen Iverson.
Yeah, and I was just about to say.
Step in and put his foot down.
I was just about to say in the 2000s, that's the more the David Stern I'm talking about, when you had the Malice in the Palace and all that stuff. Because if that would have happened in the 80s and the 90s, okay, it's a little story in the newspaper. Oh, this is how the league is anyway. It's not like we didn't see him evolve with the times. The only sport that's allowing people to still throw fists to this day is hockey. So, and we know they was throwing hands in the NBA back shit. Kobe caught a piece of it what in the late 90s, early 2000s.
And we say, "Oh, he Chris Childs me, Chris
Yeah.
Childs."
So say, hey, but again, the game has evolved because these dudes now, man, you got niggas like Jordan Clarkson putting his fist up.
Say who had that fight this year and got like a 2-game suspension, bro? I remember when Melo punched
what's it called?
Austin Rivers and Mo Bamba. Like,
yeah,
how many games was that? I remember when Melo got like. You remember when Melo had missed all that time, and we was waiting for him to play with Iverson.
Well, the fight was over, and Melo came in when everything was kind of calming down, and he was like, "Nah, I'm about to get this back riled up." That's why Melo got so many games. He was like, "Dude, what are you doing?"
It was over, yeah.
But
I think he got more games than JR and Nate Robinson almost, or just about the same.
I'm just saying, Stern when he did step in,
that wasn't on Stern's watch.
But you see how he stepped in.
But it's with the times. That's with the times, right? He changed with the times. We're not finna act like this shit wasn't a lot different back then.
Yeah,
it's one thing if you would have told me that everything stayed the exact same, I could completely agree with you. But we're not finna act like he did not change with the times. Which as a GM, when clearly, I mean, as a commissioner, you see, okay, that shit got to stop, and it stopped. Like he pretty much had them niggas suited and booted. Them niggas could not come to the game doing a turner walk unless they was in a suit. Like David Stern was putting his foot down and making changes.
You know what they remind me of? Y'all remember on that Spike Lee Malcolm X movie when he said that police, he said, man, one man should not have that much power. He said another word, but I ain't gonna. So like one man should not have that much power. He was that upset with AI's influence that he punished the whole league.
Hey, some of it was questionable.
You don't give all that power to the product. It just is what it is.
But the thing was, I think he wasn't so upset with the how he was dressing. That was a cover up. The real issue was AI allowing his outside life to affect his on court stuff. Him going out clubbing, him feeling like he don't gotta go show up to practice. When he do show up to practice, he half drunk, hungover, all this other stuff, and it started getting back word to Stern, and Stern like, well, I gotta do something, and they was like, well, you can say the appeal he's giving off on how he's dressing and the braids and the tattoos. You can use that as a cover up and like, well, we don't want people dressing and looking like this because we feel like he got this gangster look and he already tied in with hip hop, and so they started trying to use that as a cover up. The real thing was his off court shenanigans, and it started flowing over to the bat. That's why you think Dennis Rodman never got in trouble. His off court stuff never flowed on the court.
But
people knew what he was doing, but it didn't affect anything that the Bulls had going.
My thing is, you always have outliers, though, Ray. But when you look at a guy like Kawhi Leonard, you know how much the Clippers gave up to bring in Kawhi Leonard, his team, and everything he wanted for the organization, and they ain't even got a championship out of it. In the last, since he been, but when he been with the Clippers, the first year he played 57 games. Second year he played 52 games. The third year he didn't play at all. And then his fourth year he played 52 games.
Well, one of those years was the bubble year, so that don't count.
But I'm saying either way, we not getting the bang for our buck. Like it's no return on investment right now in the NBA. Like you look at Bradley Beal contract. That looks like bad business. You look at Damian Lillard's contract, it look like bad business. Pretty much every contract in the NBA, who's really worth it? Giannis, Jokic, Luka, because they actually play.
You heard what Dame said.
What'd he say?
Talking about if they don't make a move this year, then basically he about to be out.
Man, we'll tear your ass then, Dame. So I want him to leave. So when he leave, I'm gonna be so critical of his goddamn defense. It ain't gonna make no goddamn sense.
He the only
I'm
thing
watching
that really
every defense position.
you can say what you want about his defense, but he is solely the reason why Portland has even been remotely what's it called?
Relevant. I get you. But y'all ready to move on to Zion? Because man, we done been talking 40 minutes already.
Yeah.
So let me try and see if I can find the actual story. I'm pretty sure somebody done wrote about it. Basically, I'm just gonna ask you this first, right? Before I find the article or something. Do you think Zion doing this just so he can play somewhere else?
Yeah, I said earlier, he's trying to get to New York.
Why though? Why do you think he want to go to New York so bad?
I mean, it's been rumored since day one that he didn't want to be in New Orleans.
But that's my thing. Like, this is 2023. This shit ain't the 80s, the 70s, or the 90s where you literally playing in Utah somewhere you not gonna be seen. This the NBA. They put the Pelicans on just as much as anybody else, and he don't ever be there. I know how many Pelicans games that came on ESPN. No Zion, right?
Why they on? He the reason on ESPN, right?
But that's what I'm saying. So I'm saying, why does he want to leave somewhere where the cameras go follow him? That's how I feel.
It ain't about the cameras. I think it's more so about just the organization. I think it's a lot of behind it. I think it's a lot of behind the scenes stuff that I mean, it's not gonna be discussed or disclosed, but I think that's more so to it too. Those two things: the organization and the behind the scenes.
Like what though? I feel like that organization put a perfect team around his ass.
It ain't about the team, I don't think. Though I think it's just about like I think how people don't handle themselves in the situation. So you remember they threw him under the bus. We ain't gonna act like they didn't throw him under the bus when he sat out all last year, and they was like,
they called him fat.
They say he picking up too much weight. He doing this, he doing that. But I think he felt like they could have handled it differently because it was more like, well, you didn't say nothing, so you basically agreeing with what he was saying.
That's just so soft.
Or you didn't clear up why I'm actually missing games versus you just allowing them to the media to run with these narratives that I'm just sitting out games and I'm not actually hurt. Like y'all allow them to create these narratives. I'm saying what's going on. They keep creating these narratives, and y'all just sitting there like, well, I mean, I don't know what you want me to do. So I think he was just probably just sitting back, people like, okay.
Right,
so y'all acting like I don't care about winning just as much as the next man on this team. Okay, I'm peeping all this. I think from Zion's perspective, I think this is how he was looking at it. Like y'all making it seem like I'm just sitting out games. Like I don't want. Okay, now I really don't want to be here because that's the vibe y'all giving me right now.
But Ray, I'm asking you. You don't think that's soft?
Then you got players in games where they got eliminated. And this is always the worst time to start speaking on stuff that you should have been spoke on. When y'all get knocked out of the playoffs, or your chance of the playoffs is out, now you want to start throwing shots at people. That's the worst time to say stuff. People love drama. Drama sells. So what CJ McCollum did,
I can't remember if I grabbed it already or not.
He knew what he was doing. I don't like that though, especially like you calling him a veteran. That's why I'm like this new age of veterans trash. I ain't talking about how they play. I'm talking about just how they carry themselves. They don't carry themselves like veterans no more. That's a rookie move.
Right now,
I'm gonna throw my superstar player under the bus.
Tony Parker. Fuck all that.
Tony Parker did the same thing.
Hold on, bro. What? Okay, Zion is a superstar in name and in theory, but Zion ain't no damn superstar. He ain't no damn superstar, bro. He ain't even played in a playoff series. Raynor, you being kind of an old school kind of dude, bro. Why the hell is we treating Zion like he the goddamn Messiah? He ain't did nothing for real outside of fucking make our mouths water as what he could be. Zion ain't did nothing. He ain't earned no right to be being all diva-ish like this. He ain't played in a playoff series right now. Like, why? Like, that shit is coddling. We be coddling these niggas. And he just got paid. Bring your big ass out there and play basketball, bro. Niggas be whining and crying. Bro, this nigga,
they ain't crying on the way to the bank. They ain't crying on the way to the bank.
Ingram been in and out the lineup. He been hurt, but when Ingram play, Ingram is go play. Like that shit is crazy. We was on Ingram ass earlier. Like, if you don't play, we should be on your ass, and it just is what it is. And Zion, he is the so-called superstar, but Ingram been carrying the Pelicans on his back the last 2-3 years, man. Listen, we gonna just call a spade a spade. We know Zion got the potential to be better than Ingram. But your availability is your best ability, and this nigga ain't never available. Why the hell we coddling this nigga? Man, ship his ass to New York. Y'all can have him, bro. Because what's going to happen when he in New York and he don't like this, he don't like that. Then his ass going to be off to Seattle. Then he going to be off to Portland. Then he going to be off. All right, turn your ass, man. I'm tired of this shit, bro. Because if you can play.
I was just speaking from Zion's perspective.
I feel you, but that just kind of triggered me because it's like, bro, you ain't did shit. He ain't did nothing.
I feel that, but at the same time, it's like, you know, he has to understand, like, yeah, they could have done something better to, like, maybe I guess if that's just how he feel. But at the end of the day, bro, it's like, shit, how long you expect them to defend this? They've been defending this since you got drafted into the league. They drafted you injured. And it's just one of the things, you know, because niggas always talk about, you know, how they feel about this shit and how, like, if you want to navigate your shit so bad, you ain't have to sign that goddamn extension. You could have left that shit right there. This would have been your last year. You would have been a free agent. Take your ass to New York then. You ain't had to sign that $200 million contract. I didn't agree with them giving it. I didn't agree with them giving it to him in the first place. But they gave it to him. But that nigga, he has to do 7 weigh-ins. They got clauses in there for his weight because it's been out of hand. Because it's like, when it's one thing when you hurt, but it's like you're literally doing nothing to try to keep your weight down. You just laying up
and that's the biggest thing, Chris. You hit it on the head. Ray, you a disciplined guy. You be going to the gym. You be doing all the stuff you need to do to keep your body together, right?
Yep.
What the hell is Zion excuse? And he done got how much he done got, Chris? 200?
200 mil.
200?
200 mil.
Ain't no excuse for you to come in out of shape ever. I done gave you $200 million. I done changed you and your family life forever. The least you can do is show up.
I'm finna confirm just to make sure, but yep.
I just feel like that shit's so soft. Man, nigga that shit just, and then it's like us as fans, us as consumers.
Oh, my bad. It's 193, but shit, close enough.
Man, that's 200. Shit, man. For a nigga to play, how many games he done played in his career? How many career games has Zion played? Let me look up how many career games.
I think it's like 90 something.
He played 114 games, man, in 3 years.
Oh,
it's 82 games a season, man. And we gave this nigga almost 200. And he talking about, man, I don't want to be out there because, you know what I'm saying, I don't want to be hesitating. The hell your big ass hesitating for? You ain't never hesitated when any other time you was on the court. I feel like that was wild for him to say something like that. I seen that and I was genuinely like, damn. I literally was looking like, damn, okay, I guess. You remember we was talking about it in the group chat. We was like, we all kind of like, that's a cause for pause. I just didn't like it, bro. I probably getting a little too passionate, but I want to see the dude play with Ingram and Murphy and Jones. I want to see what it looked like. We can't even see what it looked like, y'all. That shit is
off for a little bit.
Man, not him and Ingram together. How many games they motherfuckers done played together this year?
That's why I said a little bit.
I think that shit was like 8 games, something like that. Man,
Yeah, bro.
look it up.
Yeah, bro. I mean, shit. At this point, if you want to go to New York so bad, all right, give us Julius Randle. Y'all can have his injury real fast. Hopefully, he works out for you.
Man, because I ain't gonna stunt, bro. At this point, man, y'all could have him, bro. And I'm so disappointed in this situation. But I thought this could have been a top 3 duo.
Because it's just, and then even for them, it's just hard because it's like, I mean, we know that he stays hurt, but ain't a lot of them type of motherfuckers just walking up and down the street. That's the only reason why the Pelicans ain't shipped him yet, because it's like they know what he is when he's there. That's motherfucking Zion. But shit, then it's like, well, shit, he ain't never here.
He ain't never there, man. He ain't never there. It's like shit. It's like motherfucker paying for concert tickets to see Kendrick Lamar, but every time motherfucker come to see Kendrick Lamar, motherfucker J Rock pop out. Nigga, like, damn, why J Rock? Why is always J Rock? Nigga say shit, man. J Rock and Isaiah Rashad always popping out, but Kendrick on the goddamn fly. That's how I feel about this shit, man.
Well, I just thought why he's not. Now we know why he's not there.
Yeah, we know why, but it's just like, man, that shit just, I don't know, bro. I just don't like it. Anything else y'all want to say on the Zion shit? Because I just don't like it. The more we talk about it, the more I don't like it. It's like, damn, nigga, play.
I mean, it ain't.
Zion? That's how bad you just don't like him.
No, I like Zion. I love Zion.
No, I said you want to go. I said you don't like it so much. You want to go tell this to Zion.
Oh no, facts. I promise, because it's like, say, dog, like, cause I don't know when people stop caring about. I ain't gonna say legacy, but like care about, like, I don't know. It's different, bro. Like the mentalities people had back then versus now, it just was different. Like money is cool, bro, but like, man, money ain't everything, and it's just like motherfuckers just literally just trying to check that off they checklist, and then everything else. Oh man, I don't really care about that shit, man. I got my money, woo woo. But it's just like, if that's all you playing for, then it's sad. If all you doing it for is money and just the perfect situation, that's just kind of sad, bro.
I remember when even Nas spoke on he was talking about for hip hop, but you really can just incorporate that into anything. He was talking about, he said, I remember where it was a time where I was like, okay, maybe they doing this so they can get their family up out the hood, and they can create for their legacy. He said, but then it got to a point, it was just like what is your morality? Like, what is your character? Where is the discipline in all of this? Like, you start looking at all those other things out, because it's like, okay, you at a level now where you pretty set for life. Why are you still moving like this now, though?
Exactly. That's all I'm saying, right? That's all it is. Because it's like, it be people like us. It's like, man, $100 million. That shit sounds like a myth. That shit sounds crazy. That shit sound like people don't understand how much money that is. And then
especially when you see players who come from neighborhoods that we come from, it's like, bruh, come on, man.
It's just sitting a bad example.
See somebody come from a part of town that we come from, it's like, come on, man.
And you remember how we just was talking? I was at LA Fitness the other day. Boy, niggas was in there hooping hard, bro. And motherfuckers first off day. This our second off day, y'all. Motherfuckers in there running 7 games. Niggas sweat.
People on their off day, they trying to get some rest. They in there trying to hoop.
Man,
we ain't getting paid for this.
For free.
If I get injured off the clock, what's all that likely? I'm not getting paid during that time.
Hell no.
Like a man, like you get hurt in a game, or even if a player get hurt, they slip in their bathtub or something and they injure themselves. they gonna get paid regardless.
It's crazy. That is crazy. But y'all ready to move on, man? I ain't planning on getting that damn passionate. But
yeah, we can talk about the play-in now.
Bet. So, Hawks versus Heat. I ain't gonna stunt this. I can't say this was the biggest surprise, but kinda. No, I can't say this
I
was the
will
biggest
say it
surprise.
was.
You will? Okay, why you think this was the biggest surprise of the playing?
I was surprised how Jimmy Butler played. I think that was the biggest surprise out of all the main guys for each team in the play-in. I think he surprised me the most.
And what was it about his play?
It wasn't so much that he played bad. He was missing, like, it was rimming in and out, missing simple layups. I'm like, whoever he played next, I think he about to go off. Because he don't miss those shots he was missing. I'm like, bro, what is going on with this dude? Then I started thinking to myself, I'm like, and I ain't trying to make an excuse for him, but I was like, is he gassed? Because that final, like, really, from the All-Star break to the play-in, he been willing that team to even stay in the play-in. Like, they even did a breakdown of week by week how his numbers kept getting better.
Mm-hmm.
And they was like, towards the final stretch, he had like a 5-game stretch that was probably the best 5-game stretch he ever had in his whole career. And he was shooting like 55% from the field, and I was like, I wonder if he's gonna come in this game. After I started thinking, I'm like, I wonder if he's just gassed because he's missing. It ain't so much they playing great defense. He's getting the shots he wants. He's just missing.
Yeah. I think, man.
But I can't discredit because how the Hawks came out in the first quarter. You can tell how they was playing in their first quarter. They've been hearing the chirps.
Yep.
Even how Trae Young came out and played in the first quarter. I said, yeah. If they got any pride about themselves, this is how they supposed to come out playing.
Yeah. I was watching. I think it was the panel, and Chilltown brought up. He was like, man. He said, man, I was just looking. He was like, I don't think the Heat just as talented as you would think, considering where they've been finishing in the last couple years. And then I thought to myself, because you know me, right? I'm the draft guy. Mm-hmm. Half of the Heat roster, I never knew who they were ever. And that's just real talk. I never knew who Max Strus was, like, coming out. And you know me, right? You really know me personally when it comes to these draft dudes. I never knew who Gabe Vincent was. I never knew who Max Strus was. I never knew who Caleb Martin was coming out. And it's just like, I think they just don't have the blue chip talent it takes to win. Because you look at the Hawks, Jalen Johnson, lottery pick, came out of Duke. Onyeka Okongwu, lottery pick coming out of USC. We know Trae Young, DeAndre Hunter won a championship in Virginia. You get what I'm saying? Like, it's like the level of players on Atlanta versus the level of players on Miami. Dudes undrafted, dudes second round picks, niggas you found in the summer league somewhere. Man, Udonis hasn't played. Udonis haven't played 20 years in Miami. This dude ain't never been drafted. Like I think Miami just doesn't have the talent. And I was hearing Chris.
The same roster last year, didn't they?
I mean, they did, but can't, like, I don't know what it is.
And they was a game away from the finals.
Shit, man. So was the Mavericks. Shit.
Well,
I ain't gonna say game away. Yeah, they went a game away, but
it was actually in that game 7. It came out to basically the last shot or last possession at least.
So what is it? Because I remember Chris said, man, it's a team full of a whole bunch of twos. I was watching that short the other day, and I was just like, man.
I think Heat is just one of those teams. They strike at the right time. When they get it going, they get it going. I think that's what it is. I don't think it's so much as it's a lot of teams that talk about, I don't think nobody better than us, but I think the Heat, they thrive off that mentality. They truly believe, I don't care if you finish number 1. I don't care if the NBA was talking about you all year. You got to go out there and show me that you actually better than me. So when you go out there with that mentality, when you go out there with a play style where y'all play hard, y'all do have some talented players on y'all team, and all those things, just you put that in one bottle and shake it up. You can get runs like last year. You can get runs like the year in the bubble when they went to the championship. You can get those out of those type of teams. So I mean, I think that I don't think it's so much as they're not talented. I just think right now they just they just ain't been playing good basketball.
I think two things can be right, but Ray, when I heard Chilltown say that, and then I just really thought about who was on that Miami Heat roster, how many dudes wasn't drafted, how many dudes was second round picks. At the end of the day, hey, that do matter, cause like hey, you have expectations in basketball, like from when you 15 years old. Like I said, I'm watching Carlos Booza's son right now. I'm tracking his career. He 15 years old, dog. Like the fact that I done kept up with so many players throughout like 20 years, bro. And it's like 8 people on your team that I don't know. I'm not trying to toot my own horn, but it's like, man, if you in the basketball world and you good, you got some upside, some potential, man, I would have heard about you. Like it's a few dudes on that Heat team I just ain't heard of. I can tell you damn near where everybody on that Hawks team went to college. I know where they went to high school damn near. You know what I'm saying? I know where they from damn near, just because the level of prospect they were coming into the league. You know what I'm saying? Like it's not discrediting dudes that come out of nowhere or nothing like that, and dudes still be 6'7", still be athletic or whatever. But it was a reason why you went undrafted. There's a reason why you wasn't ranked coming out of high school. That's all I'm gonna say about that. That's just
Miami is one of those teams that wants to live that hard-nosed, hard-fought type of system, and they want that type of player that's undrafted, that was looked over and is hungry. That's the type of shit they trying to push, and that's how they win. But man, shit.
Old school
It's
Raiders
the got,
mentality.
but it's the at this point though. I think the rest of the East done caught up with that shit. I mean, I'm not gonna never gonna say that they gonna be competitive, but if you ask me right now, I'm not taking them in a 7-game series over Boston. I'm not taking them in a 7-game series over the Bucks, and I'm not taking them in a 7-game series over Philly. Because if Clint Capella just out rebounded Bam like that, then Embiid is going to kill him.
Hey,
So
let's talk about it because
so
remember go ahead.
I'm not the East is just caught up with the Heat. They need to go get them a bona fide superstar shooter. At that, I don't give a damn about his defense. Shit. So they just need to go get somebody that can score the ball and put the ball in the basket. Because
And
that's
a
really
true
their
center.
problem. I mean, I like Bam, but at the end of the day, his size is always going to be his biggest disadvantage. Like you can give me the effort and all that all you want to, but you're not finna overpower Brook Lopez. You're not finna overpower Robert Williams. You're not finna overpower Joel Embiid. You make it to the finals. You're not overpowering Jokic, so it's not gonna happen.
Man,
So
them boys was, bro. I kind of feel bad for Bam. Remember we talked about
I mean,
this
it's basically it was basically 1-on-3, 1-on-4 though.
1-on-4, bro. Ray, what I say? Just be real. What I say? Because when I was looking at, I just was thinking about the Hawks roster
You was
versus
talking
the
about the
Miami
big
roster.
advantage that the Hawks had over the East.
They
because people
man
forget that
killed them on the
people
glass.
people forget about Clint Capella, and they was like, yeah, boy, only had 4 points, but that nigga had 20 rebounds.
Man, I think he had like 22 to be exact. Let me see.
Yeah,
21. He had 21 rebounds, bro.
it killed him by himself.
By himself, man. Bam Adebayo had 9 rebounds. But my thing with Bam is I feel like he's a superstar role player potential. Like I feel like on a championship team, you could have Bam in like like a Draymond or Dennis Rodman. He could be that level of a role player. But when you try to make him your second option, your second best player, that is not a recipe for success. When Tyler Hero's your third best player, that's not a recipe for success. when Jimmy Butler is your first best player, even though we know he steps it up in the playoffs, that's not a recipe for success.
Yeah, like I said, Jimmy was in the perfect team to where because I don't think everybody ever looked at Jimmy as like being a number one option of a team, but he's clearly the clear cut leader on every team he's been on. Because I feel like that was the worst thing that Philly did was by letting him go. I'd have paid him that money. Whatever he wanted on that check, I would have paid him.
But he didn't like. I don't think he. I don't think he liked Ben Simmons, and I don't think he liked whoever the coach was at that time, and he didn't like just how stuff was being ran. I think that's why he left though. But I would have paid him too. I feel like they ain't been that far since Jimmy left. They ain't been that relevant since Jimmy left. And I'll take that team with Jimmy Butler on it over the team they got now. Me personally. Cause man, I don't know, bro. I feel like so what we doing with the Heat, bro? Cause they can't do another year of this. This shit ain't finna work. They only gonna get worse. Kyle Lowry was their best player, bro. Kyle Lowry was their best player. That dude went for 31. And he did all that for them to lose respectably. Because that shit was looking like it was on pace for a blowout.
We've been talking about Kyle Lowry all year.
Man, only one that showed up. I feel like that's just ridiculous. I feel like that's ridiculous, bro. Them dudes went 11 for 31, man. Bam and Jimmy Butler went 11 for 31, y'all.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I got to go and give props to Tyler Hero because shit, he had 26 points. He was 12 for 23. You know what I'm saying? Kyle Lowry did his thing, but your two best players, y'all went 11 for 31 in elimination. Not an elimination game, but a chance to get the 7th seed. They're just not going to get it. Like you said, Chris, you say it's a team full of twos. Really, 2s, 3s, and 4s. But they all up. They all up a level that they should be.
Up a tier because they ain't got the true number one. Like, I don't know how he gonna do it, but if I'm Pat Riley and what that nigga said is true, you better go get Dame.
But see, it's like they don't have what Dame. Man, Portland don't want shit. Miami got. If you ain't offering us Bam and Hero, you ain't finna get Dame. Cause what can you offer them if you the Heat?
What could you offer?
Caleb Martin, Max Strus, Gabe Vincent.
Bye, Bam. I'll go draft me a big, or I can go find me a big.
But see, just because Bam playing out of role, don't mean if he was in the right role, that boy will be important, man.
Hey, but we see that's the role they're gonna put him in, so it's not gonna change. It's not gonna change.
But see, I don't know what they free agency situation.
The perfect position for Bam to be is a 4. He don't need to be playing the 5. So, like I said, you're not, because if you're gonna do that trade, you gotta come up off of Tyler Hero, or you gotta come up off of Bam. If you come up off of Tyler Hero, you do that just because you're clearly replacing his scoring. Or if you're gonna cut off Bam, then you're gonna go get another big. But you can't tell me that if they keep Bam and get rid of Tyler Hero, that they're going to try to go get a big, because they're not. They're going to keep him at that 5 spot. Bam needs to be playing the 4. I feel like Bam would be a lot more. He'd be a lot more impactful playing the 4 and having a true 5. And I don't even need that 5 to be a scorer. I just need them to lock down the paint.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
They only got one big, and he's 6'9" and really a power forward.
Exactly. So yeah, you put him there because he puts up effort, which is fine. But if you're talking about impact, you're not going to get the full impact. That's what people wonder why when they see him with a handle, all of a sudden, like, oh damn, Bam can do that. Yes, he just is in a position where he doesn't get asked to do it. Yeah. He has no business playing center. Like, this experiment was cute, it was fun, but I mean, I feel like even with the current team they got right now, even if you go get a true 5 and move Bam to the 4, they'd be better.
Yeah.
Like, just that would make them better, but I still don't see them getting Well, no, I take that back. I could see them getting to a finals if they made that move because it ain't like we ain't seen them do it before. And Ray did point out they did take Boston to 7 games with practically. Well, no, they didn't have they had Brogdon last year, but I mean that's pretty. I just don't see like that's the trade I would make. I would get rid of Bam if I'm a trade for him because they're gonna look.
I wouldn't even trade though, Chris, because they ain't got nothing to trade. I'll try to see if I can get like Christian Wood in free agency, man. We just need some points coming to the
Well,
building.
no,
Man.
they gonna have to get rid of Bam. They're gonna have to get rid of Bam and some of them picks for sure. But
I can't. I don't want to get rid of Bam because then they not. I don't think they will be no title contender without Bam. Just currently.
Yeah, but I just feel like he's not.
I feel like
he's not gonna get his full impact on that team. Like if he goes to Portland and he's the 4 when you got Nurkic at the 5. Granted, they're not gonna go nowhere, but you're gonna see his production go up. You're gonna see his scoring go up. He's gonna look like a way better defender considering he's guarding dudes more his size.
But I'm saying if you trade Bam, bring in Dame, you still not a contender though. Like you would still be. I feel like you still be in the same situation. You would have to add Dame to Jimmy Butler and Bam. You see what I'm saying?
I feel like if you get a reputable big, I think you can get far with that because
see now I think you undervaluing Bam on the defensive end and his versatility.
I'm not undervaluing him on the defensive end, but I'm just saying I feel like he would be a lot more like that team would be a lot more impactful. If you want to leave it the way it is, fine. Put him at the 4 and go get a big. I feel like he'd be a lot more impactful over there. Even on the defensive end, I feel like I'm not saying he can't guard some of these centers in the league, but I feel like he'd be a lot more impactful on the 4. That's just my personal opinion. That's just how I look at it.
I feel like you can go bring in a big, but I feel like you need to sign you a scorer. I feel like you bring in somebody like Karl Anthony Towns, a dude that really ain't finna defend.
I mean,
shit.
I ain't gonna
he gonna help you on the glass. He gonna help you on the glass, and he gonna help you score.
But see, I'm not looking to get no top tier score like that because of course from there you're just doing wishful thinking. As long as I can get me somebody that plays defense, get me 15, like kind of like a Sabonis, like give me like or just a baby Sabonis, clean up off the glass and give me about 15 points a game and can actually play a little bit of defense.
Yeah.
That's what I mean, because I'm still being realistic with it. I know ain't no way in hell they finna get a Karl Anthony Towns and keep that team. Just average.
Would you bring in Vucevic? Would you bring in Vucevic?
Yeah, somebody that's gonna play, just gonna do his job and play in the paint, protect the bucket. Give me 15 points a game.
I feel like Vucevic would be good next to Bam.
Yeah,
because he rebound his ass off too.
Yeah, he's going to rebound, and he actually has some size. Now, I'm not saying that it's going to stop some of the top motherfuckers in the league, but it's going to stop. It'll give majority of them some problems. But that's what I feel like they need. That type of center right there is the exact type of center that they need.
I feel like if they could bring in a guard,
somebody's gonna fight hard for rebounds, and somebody that I know is gonna play on the defensive end.
I ain't gonna stunt, man.
Give me some effort. That's all I need is effort.
I'll bring in somebody like because Vucevic, I would like Vucevic next to Bam. He averaged 11 rebounds.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody like Jakob Poeltl, he get like 9 rebounds a game. You bring in some size. I'd be like, man, fuck it. Go get D'Lo. Go get Vucevic. And we're gonna see what happens. Yeah. I feel like they need just a little bit more scoring from the guard position. And like you said, I do think they need a true big.
Mm-hmm. Like I'm not trying to knock Bam, but I feel like he'd be a lot more impactful at that 4 spot.
All right, let's spend a couple minutes on the Hawks before we move on. I'm gonna start with you, Chris. What did you like about the Hawks, and like just what do you see with them going forward?
I feel like that trade that they made in the middle of the season doesn't get talked about enough.
Oh, the Sadiq Bey trade.
I don't feel like that gets talked about enough. I mean, I know nobody was really talking about Atlanta like that, but
Yeah.
I feel like that was really a turning point. And then, I do think that new head coach, a new voice in the room, got them playing better. Trey still need to work on his shooting percentage. It's still looking pretty nasty in his turn. And I would love for him to fix that turnover, because he's been leading the league in turnovers every year he's been in the league. That's a problem. If you really want to get somewhere, you cannot turn the ball over. That cannot happen. You can't keep asking your team to bail you out every time you fuck up.
7 turnovers. 5 turnovers to 7 assists. Yeah, that's not a good ratio.
I mean, the 5 turnovers was good for him because he had 4 in the first half and 1 in the second half. So you live with that. He corrected his mistakes, but just all in all, I would love to see him cut that down. So they got what, the 7th seed? Who they playing? Boston.
Boston.
I don't want to disrespect him and just say Boston gonna beat the shit out of him. I mean, but I mean, I think they'll make it competitive, or at least try, because it ain't like we expected them to be here anyway. At least I didn't.
Yeah, I think it could be like the net series last year, 4 or 5 close games that they lose.
I just want to see. Yeah, it could be close, but I just want to see how Trey gonna handle that. Boston, a big ass team, man.
Say, bro, the Hawks a big ass team.
But Trey is not.
I feel like
that's what
did you notice how? I'm gonna go to Ray real quick and get his thoughts, and then hey Chris, we gonna talk about that. Ray, how do you feel about the Hawks and just this win and just how about their future going forward?
I like how they started the first half. The second half, it kind of was a little touch and go there. They finished it out though, so that's all that matters at the end of the day. But like Chris was saying, I want Trey to. I don't like them passes he be throwing at times off the pick and roll. The hook shot passes, the one-handed pass. I'm like, dude, throw a regular pass. It's gonna get there the same way.
We are not at the wreck.
Like, and the fact that he keeps doing this and it's I'm like, you convert more turnovers than actual complete passes, and you're still doing this.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's like if we know Magic had a career off of throwing them flashy no-look pass on the transition. If those were never connected, if he was turning the ball over more, he was actually connecting with his players, you wouldn't have seen him doing that his whole career. So the fact that Trae Young continues to go to that, I'm going to throw an over-the-head pass, one-handed, and I'm like, every time it's being deflected. Every single time.
I think he's just so small. He need to keep it simple, like John Stockton or somebody. He's so small.
Ball fake or something.
He just so small. I'm gonna ask you this question, Ray. Do you think the Hawks is the deepest team in the league? Because they had 5. Let me see. Let me make sure. They had 4 dudes in double digits off the bench.
Oh, okay, yeah. I thought you were gonna say like just as a team. Yeah. That's impressive, but it was against a bad Heat team. At least for that night, the Heat played terrible. I don't think that
that ain't gonna happen every night.
Yeah,
but go ahead.
No, I don't. The Celtics defense is already that's gonna be another monster for them, and that's gonna be tough, man.
I just feel like at their best, because we gotta realize it's a new coach, it's a new system. I don't know if y'all noticed about how Trae Young was getting his buckets, but Trae Young was giving the ball up and then getting it back, and he was going to his floater. It wasn't like Steph, where Steph would go off screens and get his 3. But we all see Trae Young has probably the deadliest floater / runner in the NBA right now. I'm talking about he got a money floater. And he gets to go to it more because he's going towards the paint more off ball. It's like he's cutting as a small guy, but instead of like finishing at the rim or getting mid-range, he's getting to his money floater. And I feel like I feel like just the way Quinn Snyder is starting to use him and use his team, because I feel like I've never seen a Trey team where everybody was getting this involved, man. I'm just gonna keep it 100. Everybody was getting shots, everybody was sharing the ball, and that's just not typically what happens with a Trey Young
2
team.
years ago, that's the last time we seen it.
And yeah, like back when they actually, you know what I'm saying,
Made that little
didn't
run.
feel entitled. But when that Atlanta team sharing the ball and Trey Young is playing efficient in terms of scoring,
though. Shooting 24% of the team from the three, that ain't gonna cut it.
That ain't gonna cut it.
But like one thing about Atlanta, like we done seen in the past couple years, they've been more finesse than they had to be. The only small player on their team is Trey Young. You got like 5, 6, 7, 6, 8 plus dudes. Jalen Johnson is big. Okongwu is big. Capella is big. Collins is big. Like Sadiq Bey is big. DeAndre Hunter is long. You know what I'm saying? It's like that's not no small team either, and they can match up with anybody. They got bodies for any team in the league.
Just because you can match up height wise, can you match up with everything else that comes with it?
And I get that for this year, but going forward with Quinn Snyder as a coach, I literally see like the improvement of the team just in terms of like schematically, like he doing different things than they've been doing in the past. That's really all I'm saying. Because he even let DeJounte Murray work out in the mid range more. So
I guess in that first quarter, he was knocking down some threes off the catch and shoot.
They did go 4 for 16 from three. The Hawks backcourt, so there is that.
Well, on the first quarter, Murray wasn't missing though. Now, as the game went on, it got ugly.
Yeah. Now I'm saying they do, because you were saying they got to hit shots, and I was like, yeah, they do. They went 4 for 16. I didn't notice that. But anything else y'all want to say about the Hawks Heat matchup, and or just either one of those teams before we move on?
Trey Young said, "Y'all ain't trading me. I like the strip clubs out here too much."
Man, well, you better get it together, brother.
But no, yes, sir.
He said he finally found a barber that fixed his hairline too.
My nigga. Oh my god. It had to be said. It had to be said, because my god.
That's wild, y'all. But
that motherfucker came in the league with a 50-year-old haircut.
I ain't gonna stud. I'm gonna start with Ray on this one, Chris. Timberwolves Lakers. Convince us that this was a bright spot for the Lakers and this wasn't a bad win. Go on, convince us, man.
Oh man,
they got that dog in them.
Who? Name the player. Dennis
Schroeder.
Yo, shit. The whole team. We had no business coming back after we handed them the W. We was handing them the W. Lakers out there just, they was playing like this was already the playoffs. It's just game one of the series. I'm like, y'all not in the playoffs yet?
Yeah, I thought
they out there just going through the motion. I'm like, yeah, y'all don't want it. Cat doing what he want against AD.
Yep.
The
look like the same song and dance. That's an ugly ass nigga, man.
I mean, man, nobody on the Lakers was playing good that first half, just about. It was, I don't know, man.
Lakers ought to be ashamed of their goddamn self. I ain't gonna lie, bro, because it's like, I hate it because it seemed like everybody hate the Lakers or everybody's shitting on the Lakers. I don't want to see the Lakers be bad. I only don't root for the Lakers because I'm anti-LeBron. But in my heart, I don't never want to see the Lakers lose, just to be honest. I want the Lakers to be relevant. Just the same way I want the Cowboys to always be relevant. I want Texas to always be relevant. Duke should always be relevant. The top brands should always be relevant because that's who people care about. But my thing is, LeBron don't close out the shooters. I ain't seen LeBron close out the shooters in goddamn like 2 years, y'all. Let's be real. If like he just don't close out the 3-point shooters. Austin Reeves and D'Lo defensively as a backcourt, that is just not go cut it. I don't know. AD, I done seen AD foul somebody in the last few seconds more than anybody I can remember.
Yeah,
on a 3.
People might say he only did it twice. That's a lot, especially when like most time people have maybe one every 5 seasons.
Real talk.
You had this twice in 1 year.
And it's
been in the last 2 months.
And it's been in the last. Come on, Ray. See, I'm glad you ain't gonna be biased about that because that's nasty, bro.
All he had to do was fly by him. He went over there and stood in his face. I was like, "What is you?"
Egregious, bro. If they would have lost that game, that boy would have had to be in witness protection, bro. With Lakers, how Lakers fans?
I apologize.
It's just that type of win. I was just like, I don't know, bro. I don't know, y'all. I can't. I don't know. I just can't feel good about that
playing
win.
Like this though. This is how I look at the playing games. It don't mean that you're gonna go on and make a deep run, but you put any team in a playing position. You put the Bucks in that situation where another team is like, man, it's me or you in this one game. The Bucks might not have their best. The Bucks even if the Bucks come out with the win, it ain't gonna be their best looking game. That game ain't meant for you to look your best in.
It's just meant to forget the win. That's how you feeling about it.
You know, y'all play Call of Duty. You know you're in the gulag. You're just trying to get up out that mug. You okay? You get out of it. You're just trying to get out of it. That's what the play-in is. You're in the gulag right now. Everybody else out there in the war zone. You like, man, I'm just trying to get up out this mud. This mud.
Out this gulag.
That is funny.
That's how I look at the play. Like, so that's I mean, it is some things you can take away and like, that ain't looking good or that ain't looking right. But I don't try to overly criticize somebody just off of this one game because it's like at the same time
we ain't gonna see the stat.
That other team want to get in too. You think about to just lay down?
This my thing though with this. Why I just feel like there is a such thing as a bad win because we know like Ant probably had one of the worst games of his career. He their best player. They down Rudy Gobert. They down Jaden McDaniels.
I told you last week, the last time they played, Anthony Edwards had one of the worst games in his career. And he repeated it. This ain't coincidence. Every time he done played the Lakers in these past couple matchups, he done played terrible. I wonder why.
Yeah. Cal Anderson too, bro. You smack it. You getting all into it with dudes that you need, and your ass went 5 for 14. You slow, boy. Man. Oh man.
That guy Dash be talking noise yesterday too. Not yesterday, a couple of days ago. I'm like, man, you ain't.
So, hey, and we gotta keep it a band, bro. Austin Reeves and D'Angelo Russell went 5 for 22, 1 for 9 from 3. I'm telling you that backcourt gonna be the that's the main thing we looking at for y'all, bro.
Where is Lonnie Walker?
Man,
why is he not playing at all?
Hey, Troy Brown getting 17 minutes. I like Troy Brown, but
he had an off night. He used to be hitting, but I was just like, man, he ain't hitting. If that was Lonnie Walker out there not hitting, they would have subbed him out.
Oh,
you keeping him out there in a crucial game?
I mean,
he not hitting.
I don't feel like Austin Reeves should play 39 minutes when he wasn't doing nothing.
I ain't gonna lie. Some of those shots that he was making came from down, like when they had a little run when they was coming back. Now, a lot of those shots he was missing, that was when the Lakers they wasn't finding no type of groove or anything, no momentum. But a lot of those shots he did, he even was a part of some defensive plays. So
that's why they kept him out there.
It's other things that Reeves do bring that keeps him out there on the court. Now, D'Angelo, on the other hand,
They should have sat his ass down a long time ago.
Walker could have got half his minutes.
With him, if you ain't scoring the ball, I don't need you.
Because he ain't gonna play no defense. We know that.
Exactly. So if he's not scoring the ball, I don't need you. Come sit over here next to me, my friend.
He might be the most unathletic guy at that height since Reggie Miller.
I feel like he's the worst athlete than Reggie Miller. He moved worse, in my opinion. Like,
I'm just saying, as far as neither one of them really dunked.
I feel like
that's crazy. I'm like, how you that tall and you don't dunk?
D'Angelo is one of the worst movers I can remember in terms of just how he moves on the court.
Like, I ain't never seen nobody move like that.
I'ma still count the dub, DJ. I know you trying to. I mean, the only reason why is because I did feel like the Lakers in the second quarter, they were just like, fuck it. We finna get Karl Anthony Towns in foul trouble, which he's prone to do. And they did that. The shit at the end of the day, you leave him in the game the way that D'Angelo Russell and your other and Austin Reeves are shooting the ball when D'Angelo Russell is only there to shoot threes. You get them playing like that, you got to do something. Ant was already playing bad, but Cat was killing AD. He was keeping them in the game. And Mike Conley was hitting. Okay, yeah. And Mike Conley was hitting important shots in the second half. Shit, sent the game to overtime. So when you got two players playing like that, one of y'all got to go.
A big misconception. I did agree that Cat was out playing AD. But we're not about to sit here and act like Cat was killing.
Man, Cat was smoking that boy on both ends.
Beginning of the game.
So hold on a second, y'all. So we're gonna act like when he hit that one-legged fade going out of bounds, that wasn't over Reeves. We're gonna act like when he was taking advantage of when they was switching.
You said what?
He was taking more advantage off of switches than him actually scoring on AD.
I'll give you that, but when he was playing one-on-one defense on AD, he was giving it to AD a few times. He had like 2 blocks on AD. AD
wasn't help defense. When they was actually one-on-one and Cat was on him by himself, first play of the game, AD hit a fade on him.
Ray made sure he wrote this down.
No, I'm not right. I told when you watch the game, you don't, man, it's talking about do your homework. Hey.
He said,
I'm not working class. I don't need homework.
He said
that first half, Cat was playing better than AD, bro.
Oh yeah.
So let's just say that he was playing better.
That second half, he got outplayed though.
He did.
The second half because he did. It is what it is.
He got in foul trouble. Then he came in with that 5th foul. He didn't even want to do nothing no more.
No, can I run through some of these team stats?
I said, no, Cat, you can't go out like that.
Can I run through some of these team stats why I am worried about the Lakers? And now that I just see the team stats, I'm even more worried. Can I go through them real quick? Mm-hmm. So, field goal percentage. Timberwolves shot 43%. Lakers shot 41%. 3-point percentage. Timberwolves shot 39%. Lakers shot 32%. Free throw percentage. 93 for Timberwolves. 92 for the Lakers. Lakers did out-rebound the Timberwolves 48-37. But assists, Timberwolves had 30 to Lakers 27. Steals, Timberwolves had 13 to the Lakers 8. Block shots, Timberwolves had 11 to the Lakers 7. Turnovers were even, and the Timberwolves had 9 more fouls, 26-15. They didn't win goddamn nothing but 2 damn categories. The Lakers. They won the most important category.
I was about to say they won 2 of the most important ones.
What can we learn from it? What can we learn from that, DJ?
I mean, you play to win the game, but it's concerning, bro. This might be a 5-game series against Memphis. We came in thinking that the Lakers could beat Memphis. I'm pretty sure. Like, well, we had a feeling that it could. Oh no, that's over with. In my opinion.
What can? explain to me why the Memphis is gonna win
Nah,
most
bro, because
games.
I don't because the fact that Jaren Jackson Jr. is gonna be the only one man in that paint, I don't think is. I think they're gonna ask too much of him on both ends of the floor.
He not gonna be. You got Xavier Tillman over there. You got Santi Aldama over there. You still
Yeah,
got
but if
two.
we
You
if
got
we
two
still
bodies that are not terrible on defense, and they bring something to the table
and
offensively.
if we still
Memphis
going
is
if
deep.
we still
You
going,
you want to go based off
and
this
if
one
we
game what AD didn't do in the first half, and you think AD about to
well
like,
not
bro?
even still with Jaren Jackson,
You think
if he
AD is
keeps
not
on
about?
the same
Okay,
trend,
DJ, you crazy, man.
he's gonna get into foul trouble too, just like Cat.
He go get into foul trouble, but say man,
So you gonna act like you
Timberwolves.
didn't? You gonna act like during the season you didn't see AD put in work on them by himself as the only big on the Lakers?
Say
Because Wayne
bro,
Gabriel don't count.
7-game series. You banking on the Lakers against the Grizzlies, right? I can't
Yes.
do it. I can't do it. I feel like the Grizzlies go win the backcourt battle. I feel like Bane and Ja is finna torch D'Lo and Reeves. I feel like Jaren Jackson go hold his own against AD. I feel like Dylan Brooks is go bother LeBron to where it's like he go at least annoy him. And I just feel like,
When have you ever?
Tyus Jones
When
is
have
the
you ever
best
seen
backup in the
playoff
game.
LeBron bothered?
Man, I ain't trying to hear that shit. I ain't trying to hear that shit. We gonna see. We gonna see.
When have
Cause
you ever seen
I
hold on, DJ, hold on. Even when LeBron gets into it with players, when have you ever seen LeBron's game wither or change? When have we ever seen that? You can't implement something in somebody's games that we've never seen happen before. We
man,
seen him try to be rattled by Deshaun Stevenson. We seen him try to be rattled by the what's it called? The Lance Stevenson. We seen him try to be rattled by all these different players. It's never
who
worked.
who brought up this stat? Was it who brought up the stat where it was like Dylan Brooks? He was leading the NBA of guarding all-star level players and holding them below their
I brought that
averages.
up.
Okay, so I feel like that ain't no fluke, bro. Dylan Brooks has been a hell of a defender this year. We just got to give him props. And I feel like he's 6'7", good size on him to physically match up with LeBron. He's annoying. Then he got rim protection on the back end. And I just feel like if I look at that matchup, we can do the starting five. Okay, you can say LeBron and AD. They win that. But those other three positions, they go into Memphis. The bench, man, the bench kind of depleted for Memphis, but Tyus Jones still gonna be the best bench player in the series, in my opinion. So it's a lot of advantages on that Grizzly side, bro. And I think that backcourt gonna be the separator. Right now, I've been talking about this Lakers backcourt for how long now? And every time I'm paying attention to it,
We
it's
just recently
not.
started talking about this. Let's not act like a couple weeks ago we weren't saying, man, Austin Reeves is this, man. He's this. D'Angelo Russell showing up. He doing. We don't. You calling off a couple games. That's a sample size.
I just think John Moran and Desmond Bain is gonna be better, and they
They can
go
be
just
better.
win
I'm
that.
just saying though, we're not about to act like this Lakers. Oh man, Reeves and Low and D'Lo just trash now because they had a couple bad back to back games. Like that's not the like the end all be all. Just because they had back to back bad games. Players have bad games.
I
We weren't
mean,
saying when
shit.
Bane was having bad games. We was like, well, he going. I mean, you swept it under the rug. Then he started playing good again. See, man, I told you, but see, look what Bane doing. This what he been doing over the past couple 10 games. Like, I don't want to hear that. That's no.
Well, can I just? This is what Jaren Jackson been doing his last 10 games, man. He been 25-8 and 3 blocks, and he been shooting 50% from the field, 44% from three on 4 attempts. Uh, man, I feel like Jaren Jackson, like the month he had. What month was that? Was March and going into April, I feel like Jaren Jackson been playing the best basketball of his career, the most efficient basketball of his career. Let me just make sure he ain't been fouling out. You know, that's one of his biggest things. He was only in foul trouble 3 out of those 10 games. So I mean, if Jaren Jackson is gonna be a major factor to watch
Since you
in this
like bringing up
matchup.
stats, I'm gonna bring up some too. Then 80 in his last 10 games, 26, 13, 2 blocks, shooting 58% from the field.
That sounds about even though, and he's the third best player on that team though, right? That's what I'm trying to get at. That's what I'm getting at. Jaren Jackson is being about the same on the same tier as AD these last couple months. That's really what I'm getting at, and that shouldn't. I ain't gonna say it shouldn't be the case, but
if he was the third best player and he was getting 25, I'm assuming that Bane and Ja was getting more than 25 in those last 10 games. And I know that's not the case. So that means somebody was looking more like a number 2 in that situation.
But Desmond Bane been 23, 5 and 5.
And that's their number 2? Why is my number 3 outplaying my number 2?
Bro, that's really not outplaying.
Is something becoming here?
He's shooting 52% from the field and 41%. He's shooting 52% from the field and 41% from 3 the last 10 games on 23, 5 and 5. Come on, man.
But no, you see how I just spun it around. You remember the other day when you were saying, when I was saying how AD played, he still had a pretty good game, and he was like, "Well, he's supposed to be the number 1 guy, and he putting up number 2 option numbers." Then you say Bane. You see how you just sat here and tried to defend Bane instead of just accepting. Oh well, you know what? He was putting him third. He was looking more like the third option more than the second option.
23, 5 and 5 is still second option level production, bro.
So what was y'all putting up in those last 10?
He's the one that don't look that great. He's at 21, 8 and 5, and that's still pretty damn good. Come on, bro. You got 3 dudes giving you over 20, and they all has been really efficient. I'm just saying, yeah. Hey, I don't know what makes you so high on the Lakers and why they can just come in there and beat
Memphis. I've seen them match up against on the Grizzlies when they wasn't all the way healthy and they was giving them work. This is before Clark got hurt.
I thought both teams had been hurt in every game.
Pretty much, but it is what it is, man. Y'all ready to move on to Bulls Raptors? Because, like, man, we can talk about it all day because it's hypothetical. It ain't here.
Unfortunately was not able to catch this game.
Ray, did you watch Bulls Raptors?
No, I was over my folks' house at the time.
Okay, so I'll summarize it real quick. Then everybody watch Pelicans Thunder, huh?
Yes.
Okay, but Bulls Raptors. This was the most boring game of the play-in until the third quarter. I literally was on my phone. I was finding anything and everything to distract me from this game until the third quarter happened, and Zach Lavine turned into Kobe, Michael Jordan, Dominique Wilkins, Jaylen Brown, all rolled into one. I mean,
you can dismiss the first 2 and just say the last 2 names.
But nah, hey Zach, that was the I think Zach Lavine had the best performance in the play-in so far. Like, not only was he scoring the ball efficiently, he stopped runs with his scoring. He started runs with his scoring. He played the best defense I ever seen him play. He showed the best leadership qualities I ever seen from him. DeMar DeRozan, he was kind of getting down. And when he wasn't getting foul calls and stuff, like DeMar DeRozan was getting frustrated. Zach Lavine, it was one play, DeMar, he thought he should have got a foul. He ended up on the ground, and he just was sitting there kind of pouting. Boy, Zach Lavine came over there and pulled him up by his jersey and was like, man, come on, bro. And Zach Lavine just would not let them lose. Like, if this would have been the playoffs, this would have been one of Zach Lavine's defining moments, and everybody would have been looking at Zach Lavine like, can he be whoop-de-whoop-whoop-whoop? Because if you really look at Zach Lavine, you look at his size, you look at his game, he checks every box. Like, for a shooting guard, he about 6'6", he got the perfect height, he got the perfect physical tools, the athleticism, all that. He's a very efficient scorer. He's been one of the most efficient scorers outside of KD and Kyrie Irving. When it comes to the volume he takes and the degree of difficulty shots he takes, But last year, we all know it was DeMar's team. DeMar showed to be that guy. He proved to be that guy. But in this play-in game, Zach Lavine showed he's the guy. They was down like 18 points. And in that fourth quarter, Zach Lavine just made play after play, shot after shot. Like, if y'all could watch that second half, y'all need to watch that second half. That was an amazing second half when it just come to willpower. Alex Caruso, he was like a superstar role player. He made defensive play after defensive play. Pascal Siakam literally sold the bag. Pascal Siakam had a chance to top the game, to send it to overtime. He missed because he got fouled on the three. He missed 2 out of the 3 free throws. He not that guy. And Zach Lavine just showed he could be that guy if he play up to his potential. And that just really sums up that game. Raptors should have won. They really should have won running away. But Zach Lavine just said, hold on. In 2 straight quarters,
but we know
just
Pascal
made it his
Siakam's
game.
not that guy though.
I didn't. I ain't never really paid too much attention to him.
I mean, he won Most Improved Player when he was the second best player behind Kawhi Leonard. So
man, he didn't look like no 2. He didn't look like no 2 in the last closing moment. That shit look like some third, fourth option shit. Like to be that.
Yeah, but I don't think we've never asked him to do that though.
Say, man.
I don't think that was ever asked of him. I mean, shit, we could talk about Toronto the same way I talk about Miami. 2s and 3s.
Yep.
2s and 3s.
Man, I'll go try to put Siakam on Miami or put Jimmy Butler on fucking Toronto, because them two teams ain't going nowhere with them dudes. No offense. I think Jimmy Butler can be a playoff closer, but he gonna need somebody else to help him carry the load offensively.
No, I think Jimmy Butler can be a closer in any game. I feel like he was one of the better closers. Like, he was a closer in Philly. That's what they used him for, and I feel like that's some of the best basketball we've seen from Jimmy Butler when he was playing in Philly. Yeah. So, because you had Joel Embiid, that is still Joel Embiid. The only problem with that, which I'm pretty sure ain't no secret, he ain't like how soft Ben Simmons was.
Yep.
And that just sums that up. I mean, because we know how Jimmy Butler is. Shit, he ready to fight anybody. But shit. But when I look at Pascal Siakam, I ain't looking at him like that. Never have, never will. He's a good second option, but I'm not asking him to close. I would never ask him to close. They have no closer on that team. Man, 2s and 3s.
I get rid of Van Vliet and Gary Trent right now. If somebody wants Scotty Barnes for a good price, get rid of his ass too. If somebody wanted Pascal for a good price, get rid of his ass too.
Just blow it up.
I'm just being real. That ain't gonna blow it up. You don't lose no 18-point lead in a play-in game.
Because ain't nobody walking through the door to try to come save Toronto no time soon. You gonna have to draft that team.
Unless Andrew Wiggins or SGA be like, hey, I want to go play for hometown. We should out there. Even Andrew Wiggins can say that shit. He's a complimentary piece of damn self. So I don't know, bro. That shit is nasty. But Zach Lavine, I look at him different now. Now he got to show up tomorrow, and in the playoffs. But Zach Lavine done showed me something, man. Hey, niggas stop, rise and drop from play-in to playoffs. So, man, that's all I got to say on the Bulls and Raptors. Raptors blow that shit up. Bulls get rid of DeMar, build around Zach Lavine. Deal what it is, man. We know DeMar can't get it done.
Hold on a second, man, because DeRozan did have some some key plays during in that second half as well. We're not gonna act like Lavine just literally just took the team by himself to the promised land.
It was him and Caruso.
DeRozan didn't have no meaningful buckets in that fourth quarter.
Man, he made a couple good dunks off cuts, but so did Patrick Williams. I feel like what DeRozan don't bring on defense, It's too much of a liability, bro. Zach Lavine done passed him on defensively. Zach Lavine is a better two-way player than DeRozan at this point. DeRozan be falling asleep on defense, right? Like, he be nasty, bro. Like, he get hit with the most backdoor screens more than I've seen any other star. Him and Luka, he right there with Luka and Trey. Some of these plays, he right there with Luka, Trey, and Dame. So, hey, man, we got to start holding these dudes accountable for not at least trying on defense, bro.
Yeah. Yeah.
That shit is ridiculous. And you ain't trying on defense in the fourth quarter in a winner go home game. That shit is nasty. And I don't even know why DeMar DeRozan not a good defender. Same thing with Harden. Like, you have all the tools, so I'm not gonna let you make it. So that's all I gotta say about that, man. Get rid of DeMar, man. And then Raptors blow that shit up. You already talked Pelicans, Thunder.
Yep.
I mean, I'm gonna just say I feel you on the DeMar thing, but Harden just can't move like that no more. I ain't expecting that. I mean, if you were telling me like he was back in Houston, I'll give you that. But Harden is not moving like that no more.
Harden ain't never gave a damn.
I mean, of
that's
course,
the problem.
But I'm just saying, I wouldn't like. I wouldn't dare ask that of Harden right now. If you
want to play good defense,
right what you talking about, Ray?
I said last time we seen Harden play good defense on that 2012 Olympics team.
Oh man, I ain't counting that goddamn shit, man. But Pelicans, Thunder, man. Say, man,
I'm gonna come out and say that first half. They should have in the locker room. In that locker room, man. Dort. He was carrying them boys in the first half.
He was. He was. But what happened in that second half? What happened in that third quarter? SGA. This my thing, y'all. Remember I said SGA go for 40? He couldn't get 40 because they did a good job on him in the first half. And then the second half, they lit up. You notice they didn't send no double teams in that third quarter. They didn't send no blitzes in that third quarter. Or they was trying to send a blitz, but they kind of figured it out by using them guard-to-guard screens or whatever they were doing. But when you don't have two showing on SGA probably one of the best one-on-one players in the league. Like he can hold his own with anybody as a one-on-one player, bro. That third quarter was masterful by SGA, bro. Like, I get Giddey closed the game, which was kind of weird, even though SGA hit the last shot to the dagger shot. Giddey did close that game, but Lou Dort came out. He established the Thunder. The SGA took it over in the third quarter. Giddey closed the game. Those they three best players, and they did what they did. Like, I had no problem with Dort like getting out to that fast start. I ain't had no problem with SGA taking over that third quarter, and I had no problem with Josh Giddey sealing the deal. Like, that's what your three best players are supposed to do. Find a way to get it done. They all had about 25 plus.
I'm saying Giddey also was a part of that third quarter.
Yeah, he was too. He was part of the whole second half.
I remember I finna say before the third quarter was up, he had what's it called? He was already up for 24 points by then.
Yeah.
And third wasn't even over yet, so
yeah, Giddey was special. But I feel like people was trying to put more, like Chris was like, man, Josh Giddey most important player. It's easy for Josh Giddey because SGA makes it easy because you got to send two. You got to send 2 or 3 to SGA, man. They had to send 2 or 3 to SGA. SGA is a legit superstar on both ends. And now can SGA get his respect as a two-way? Can SGA get his respect as a two-way now? Right?
Did we ever say he wasn't a two-way?
I don't feel like it was talked about enough.
Who was he locking up?
So, man, we're not gonna act like he wasn't clamping CJ that first half when he was on CJ. We ain't gonna act like he wasn't giving. We ain't gonna act like he wasn't. So when Trey Murphy was trying to take advantage of his size on SGA and SGA was stripping his ass, what about that?
Trey Murphy is a shooter.
Oh, goddamn! You gonna play defense on the people you sent to guard. No, who was killing the SGA?
Did we see him on Ingram?
He was on Ingram a little bit, but that's hard. Ingram just could rise over SGA, bro. Come on, bro. Either way, got like 4 inches and all that goddamn wingspan over SGA, man. I ain't expecting SGA to clamp no Ingram.
I don't want to hear
it.
I feel like
he's crazy, man.
I feel like Ingram didn't do enough in that first half too, though. I don't think that's getting talked about enough. It was Herb Jones and Trey Murphy.
Either. Because he got them to a point where they had the lead in the final seconds.
No, he did.
About all that.
He did. He could have did more in that first half too, though. SGA could have too. It was the role players stepping up in that first half for both teams. That's all I'm saying.
Well, people love to throw Ingram under that bus, man. Ingram did what he was supposed
to. I love Ingram. Don't do me like that. I love Ingram, bro.
Yeah, say I'm mad. First time, damn.
Oh, don't do me like that, man. But I don't know, fool. Is y'all coming around on SGA, bro? Because like I don't know who
he was.
But I don't feel like you understand what you're witnessing.
What am I witnessing, DJ?
Oh, the rise of a dude who could be a number 1 option on a championship team. I think he that good.
He has to be on a championship team first for me to even say that.
Sometimes, no, you don't.
So sometimes you can just see if he never gets to 1 championship, that's something you're going to always say about him? He could have been a number 1 guy on a championship team.
I feel like if he never gets to a championship, we're going to look at him. He going to still be in the same tier as Dominique Wilkins and those dudes. By the time his career get over with, dude only like 23, 24 years old, right?
No, I'm just saying, though, sometimes it's when you're on in an organization, a team like the Thunder, where even if he was just an all-star player, he's automatically the best player on that team.
Mm-hmm.
It's easy to see, oh, yeah, man, all-star playing with a whole bunch of rookies and role players. It's easy for you to establish yourself and be like, man, this dude is a clear-cut number 1. You can put a lot of players, huh?
What teams wouldn't he be a number 1 on?
Will he be a number 1 on the Lakers?
Yes.
How? He would have the ball in his hands much.
He's better than LeBron, and he's better than Anthony Davis.
Ooh.
In what era of basketball are they running the plays through the point guard over the bigs? Why would they go through him first before they go through AD or Bron?
He's better than both of them.
What makes him better is what I'm saying.
He scores more in the paint. Yes. He averaged 31 points a game, bro.
So that makes you better.
Bro, no.
Oh, hold on. I just want to make sure that's what you're saying. That makes you better?
No. His impact on the game is better.
What is he impact? Okay. If he impacts so much more on the game, why did they finish with a worse record?
Say, man, he got 2 rookie starters. And them dudes just combined for. See, all right, Ray. See, I be trying not to cook you, bro. But you always got something to say. But
you really think he'd be a number 1 option on Lakers team? No, it's not. I'm not going.
Bro, who that? Bro, so AD is better than Shai Gilgeous-Alexander.
When he's healthy, it's not even a debate. They're not even the same atmosphere.
You're lying. Yeah, yes, they are. How is SG not in the same atmosphere?
When AD is healthy, he just got to. First of all,
what makes him better than SGA? That's what I'm saying. You ain't told me nothing that makes him better. You're just saying when AD
he scores at a high efficiency. He's a way better rebounder. He's a way better defender. We're not going to act like he's not a better defender. You can say what you want about him being a 2-way. AD been there for multiple years. This is his first year establishing himself as that. He's just entering the conversation. Matter of fact, he's in orientation right now. But once again, like, what are you saying about, like, what makes him so much better than these guys when this is really his first year? This is his coming out party.
Say, man, You know, SGA is playing with 2 rookies, right, in the starting lineup.
You
Them
can
rookies,
keep saying that. That's not going.
they
That's not
went
going.
7 for 25 yesterday. They combined for 1 for like. Let me do my math real quick. They went 1 for 13 from 3. 7 for 20 for 23. Is that 23? I think that's 23. Yeah, 7 for 23. And then what I just say they went from 3? It was nasty, bro. It was nasty. And because he had 2 rookies starting. SGA, what SGA did in terms of his impact, what he does for that team, he is better than Anthony Davis and LeBron right now. You thinking about Anthony Davis and LeBron and their resumes and their careers. But in 2023, SGA is a more valuable player to his team than LeBron and AD.
So
like
every
he's
time
more impactful.
every time LeBron and AD are on the court, I don't care who they matching up.
Why
against.
you keep saying LeBron and AD? I'm saying SGA. You trying to get a 2 for 1, bro.
I'm talking about them both. I'm talking about them both individually though. Every time they're on the court, when they go out, like when they match up against anybody, I don't care if they playing Boston, I don't care if they playing the Bucks, I don't care who they playing. Do anybody on their opposing team or anybody on their own team, do they look so much ahead of them? And before you lie, I can bring up some numbers if you want to do that. We seen how AD stacked up against the best play. We seen how AD stacked up against the real top 5 players in the league this year. He either beat them and outplayed them, and they got their league back. But sometimes he just completely dominated them. So before you say what you about to say about SGA, AD has shown this year when healthy, I'm just as good as anybody. So that argument that you're trying to make for SGA, that's not a strong enough argument for me because AD has shown that too.
Okay. So, because since we doing it against the best players in the league, right? When the Thunder and the Suns played, Kevin Durant had 35. Devin Booker had 22. SGA had 39. You know, Josh Giddey went 5 for 16. Jalen Williams went 5 for 12. Lou Dort went 4 for 14. They lost that game. But when I watched that game, when it was just as an individual player, SGA was the best player on the court for that one game. And he has that ability. No, listen to what I'm saying. SGA is still playing with a supporting cast that's still kind of shaky. They go be a really good supporting cast going into the future. But as of right now, the thing that's making OKC such a great team is they have a top 10 level player, a top 6-7 level player in the league right now in Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. We just watched the Pelicans, who got some of the best perimeter defense, not be able to do nothing with this dude for a whole quarter, and they had to go back to blitzing, trapping, and sending 2 or 3, bro. He scores just as much points in the paint as Giannis Antetokounmpo and Zion Williamson, damn near. Like, this dude is a 6'6" guard, and he's giving everybody all they can handle, and he's on a team that's starting 2 rookies right now, and they're up and down rookies at that. Jalen Williams is going to be a great player in the future, but as of right now, he's still a rookie, and he's still going 5 for 15 in a lot of games. He's still going 6 for 18 in a lot of games. He ain't reached the level to where he's a consistent NBA player yet. And the same thing go for the other Jalen Williams, who's a rookie. I'm saying what Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is doing with his young supporting cast. Josh Giddey only in year 2, dog. Like, Lou Dort is a good player, but Lou Dort is like a 4th option on a good team, man. We're not going to sit here and act like SGA is not elevating this team to a level to where it's like, hey, man, SGA is one of them dudes. Because you could swap out SGA with Devin Booker right now. The Suns would be the exact same that they are right now. You could swap out, goddamn, hold on. You could swap out Jaylen Brown and SGA right now. The Celtics are just as good. Like, SGA is on the same tier as just about as all these guys, man. He just ain't on a team to where the team success is go match his individual success. He's getting 31 points a game on great efficiency, bro. You're not gonna just sit here.
I think the Suns are different saying, no, if you switch that up.
But I'm saying you just not gonna just tell me.
And score the ball.
SGA plays off the ball too, bro.
He's more of an off a dribble person. You just literally sat here and said that most of his points come from the paint.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure those off drives. I know he's not slashing without the ball. Most of his points come from the ball being in his hand, and you just said he's one of the best one-on-one players. It's the reason why he's one of the best one. For you to be one of the best one-on-one players, that means you need the ball in your hand to score the ball.
So now Devin Booker is not a one-on-one player. Now
he can be, but he's also shown us that he can also be a great off-ball player.
Devin Booker has just started showing that. Devin Booker's a one-on-one player his whole damn career, bro.
Who did he have on his team before he could even show that? He didn't have nobody else on his team.
Who does SGA have on his team? He ain't been able to do the same thing. It's the same thing.
SGA didn't play with the Clippers.
Dude, you talking about dude that was on his rookie year? You talking about SGA rookie year, bro?
That was the best time to show us you could play off ball. You want the main attention.
Right now, you was a nasty dude. You just not trying to give a dude his credit, bro. What SGA is doing?
How am I not giving him his credit by saying he's not great off the ball? How is that?
Oh man,
you trying to act like AD and LeBron? You said they on a different stratosphere from SGA. That's just not true. So we can agree to disagree. That's just not true to me.
Brother, y'all funny as hell.
Because, bro, Raynard don't appreciate greatness in the moment. He want to be like, I'm going to wait and to give you credit when you do it. But as you're getting prepared to go on that path, I'm not going to say nothing about you. I'm not even going to acknowledge you.
Participation award, what you doing?
Say, man, you giving participation awards to AD and LeBron.
Have they won?
What have they won?
They haven't won anything together?
Bro, oh, man, I'm moving on. If you finna bring up the bubble again, bro, I'm finna go. That shit, bro, it's 2023, bro.
Are they not back in the playoffs?
Hey, dog. By the hair, they chin. Stop that shit, bro.
Is SGA even in the playoffs yet?
Terrible team.
Is SGA even in the playoffs yet?
Sorry, bro. We finna see. Because you ignoring all context and everything in what I'm saying.
Here we go.
This dude LeBron that traded 7 dudes to get into the play-in, man. We not finna do this shit, bro. Never mind. I ain't finna do it.
So now hold on a second. So now you gonna act like you didn't like those moves he made.
Not like the moves. But we ain't finna act like he didn't trade 7 dudes and get a whole new batch of players.
Was it not justified? Was it not justified moves? What was they doing when they was with the Lakers?
Raynard, SGA is playing with 2 rookies in his starting lineup, and then his second best player is a second-year guy, bro. That is context you shouldn't ignore.
So you agree?
We ain't expect shit from the Thunder, man. So goddamn, give props to where it's due, because he's putting up 31 points a game, and he's putting his team in a position to get into the playoffs. Anybody else, you would have been like, say, man, when Kobe did this, when Kobe was 23 years old, and they was trying to. Man, goddamn, give SGA some of that same look of what he doing right now. In the moment, what SGA doing right now is some special shit. That boy is a top 10 talent in the NBA. You can't name me 10 young players that got more potential than SGA, bro. You damn near can't name me 5. If SGA have another great year next year, he gonna be on the same tier as Luka and Trey and all them young dudes. I'll take SGA over
Luka and Trey.
I'll take SGA over Trey. I'm taking SGA over a lot of niggas right now. Yes, I'm taking SGA over a lot of niggas right now. He's showing it.
I won't argue that. I'll take him over Trae Young right now too.
He's showing it. Raynard do all this talking about what dudes do and man, you can only play the games in front of you. You can only play with the team you got. And everything SGA has done up to this point should be applied. He ain't did nothing to get shitted on. He ain't did nothing yet to get shitted on. He showed up in every big game throughout the season. He just showed up in this play-in game. They double, triple teaming, trapping, blitzing, everything. He still got his efficiency up. He not turning the ball over like that. Like,
remember this, Chris. This rant started just because I said he wasn't a great off-ball player. That's all I said about his game.
You
I
said
never
he
said
wasn't
he was
in the same
player.
stratosphere as LeBron and AD, bro. That's not true.
I said AD has shown this year when he's healthy. He's a top
you
5
keep
player.
Saying if. You keep saying if and this.
I didn't say if. I said when he's shown us.
Right now. Who's the top 5? Is SGA? Is he or is he not a top 5 scorer in the NBA?
He's top 5 scorer.
Is he or not in a position to be in the playoffs?
I don't know how you want me to answer that. We know he's in a play-in game right
now.
Okay.
And if he getting an 8 seed, he's 1 seed away from AD and LeBron, ain't he?
Okay.
And who has a better team? The Lakers or the fucking Thunder, bro? Come on, bro. Like Anthony Davis and LeBron is in a better situation than SGA. They only one goddamn slot above them if they make it through. They had a tougher play-in game. Like everything was going in the Lakers' favor, and they still barely made it through.
So
man, SGA and the Thunder had to get that shit out the mud, dog.
If Minnesota dog walks Thunder, are you gonna still say that?
No, I'm not. No,
so
I'm not.
The Pelicans was a harder matchup than the Minnesota Timberwolves. That's what you're telling me?
Yes.
You're smoking crack.
Are you crazy?
So
Chris, am I crazy?
So the Lakers wouldn't have killed that same Pelicans team that they just was struggling against?
Bro,
this the same.
No Rudy Gobert.
This the same.
No Rudy Gobert. No Jaden McDaniels. No Nas Reed.
This the same Pelicans that just lost to that Minnesota team. That Gobert had to leave, and Jaden McDaniels broke his hand against. That's the same Pelicans team that lost to them, right? But they was tougher than Minnesota Timberwolves. Okay.
And also had one of the better 4 quarters he ever had in his career. He shacked the bed against y'all, and y'all barely got out of there alive.
Who fault is that? We still won the game. At the end of the day, you go to that box score, it's going to say who won. It's not going to say they only won because Anthony Edwards had a bad 4th quarter in overtime. Carl Anthony Towns didn't play good after he got 5 fouls. It's only going to say that the winner won and the loser lost. It ain't going to say nothing else.
You keep hiding behind these easy arguments to make because y'all win.
How am I hiding when you can't hide when you win?
You ain't gave me a reason why. You said, this is what you said. You said Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is not in the same level as LeBron and Anthony Davis in this current NBA. It's bullshit. They're one is fighting for the.
The only person I said was 80. I never said LeBron's name. I said 80. That's the only person I said.
So if we did a draft right now, you building your team for 1 year. SGA was on the board, Anthony Davis on the board. You going Anthony Davis?
Just because I would rather have another player that's not me.
Oh my God.
I would rather have SGA because AD has not shown that he can stay healthy. So of course I'm gonna go with the healthier player.
So how is SGA? So how is SGA not on the same tier as them? Is him.
The only reason why he's even on the same tier as AD because AD don't stay healthy. If AD stay healthy, AD is not, man, it's not even a conversation right now. AD has made a lot of players conversational talk because he can't stay healthy. If AD stays on the court, a lot of these guys are not in the same breath as him. That's just the facts.
How many players are better than SGA?
What do you mean how many players? Tell me his position or just in the NBA?
Period. In the NBA. Just you don't even have to give me the exact number. Okay. I don't know. If anybody else was getting 31, 6, and 5, they would be getting talked about different. Especially shooting like 63% true shooting.
How do we talk about Tatum? Because people was talking bad about him. He was giving you some crazy numbers this year.
Tatum has been more inconsistent.
Oh my God.
Who hasn't SGA shown up against? Even in their losses, SGA plays brilliantly, bro. That's what I'm saying. When Tatum has bad games, they lose. Like when Oklahoma City loses, it's hardly ever SGA fault. I can only remember like 2 or 3 games that I can remember. I was like, damn, I wish SGA would play a little bit better. Like literally like 2 or 3 games, bro.
Speaking of the Thunder, have you?
42 games this year.
I don't know if this picture was Photoshop, but have y'all seen that picture of Chet Holmgren going around?
Well, he done picked some weight.
Picked up, looked like he lost.
No, I ain't seen it.
Man, that shit looked bad.
You tell he lost anything from what he was already at.
That's the crazy part, bro. I was like, the fact that he looked like he was smaller, like rolling some eyebrows. I was like, did this motherfucker get smaller?
They should go come back and bite them in the ass, bro. They should have got Mark Williams instead of Ousmane Dieng because they had nobody to guard Valanciunas and block him out. Ousmane Dieng don't even play. They got enough wings. Chet Holmgren is fucking 200 pounds at 7'1". Like,
bro, I'm heavy.
The fact that they didn't get size in that draft and they had 3 picks and then they had the perfect center that you could have played with Chet, without Chet. Like,
I'm heavier than that nigga.
Yeah, that's nasty, bro. I wasn't the biggest Chet fan going in because it's like I feel like he was gonna be 2 or 3 years away. And y'all remember when I said we want SGA to be built around right now because he's that good. And what's he shown? He's that good. It is what it is, man. Cause like I've never even I knew about SGA coming out of Kentucky. I liked him out of Kentucky and all that, whatever. I liked him when he was on the Clippers, but he's just like SGA is on that superstar trajectory because he's literally getting better every year. And I just feel like I don't know why. I guess it's because he's in Oklahoma City. I guess it's because his team is and all that. But motherfuckers disrespect him like he ain't shit. That nigga go down as one of the best players of his generation if he keep up with this trajectory. That's all I'm saying. And somebody gotta say it. Somebody got to.
But yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, the fact that he's OKC is that's what's gonna hold him back. I mean, it ain't gonna hold him back, but they not winning.
Yeah,
they just not winning like this, and even still, like this playing shit. You know, wasn't nobody really watching OKC. Like niggas that watch ball was watching them, but as far as like primetime games, they wasn't putting OKC out there.
Yep.
So ain't nobody really got. It's rare we don't get to see a motherfucker scoring 30.
Yeah,
yeah. You know that's crazy. You know, like most of the time when somebody averages 30, you gonna see him doing it. But
and it's not no empty calories 30 either. Like
he works for every last one of them.
And he put his team in winning positions. That's what's separating it. It's not no Bradley Beal 30. And I feel like people is trying to put it in that same category. It ain't no Bradley Beal, Damian Lillard 30, man. Because Damian Lillard 3rd in the league in scoring. SGA 4th. But we all know that them Dame points ain't that impactful. They ain't been this year.
I mean, you could say what you want to say about Dame supporting Cavs as far as you feel like they're better, but I do think it makes a difference when, like you have a team with a lot of individuals that are better, but as far as when it comes to a team game, because I just don't. I feel like that. The players of OKC actually know how to play basketball. I feel like that's the main difference between when you talk about Dame's 30 and SGA's 30. Like the Blazers just feel a better individual players, but that don't never equal no dubs because I still feel like Anthony Simons is a dummy. I don't know what he be doing sometimes. I know he's young, but my God. And you know, so when I compare their young players, I look at it like this. If Josh Giddey does something that's a mistake, that's really just a rookie mistake and he's going through the learning curve. When Anthony Simons doing something, you goddamn dummy. And that's just how I look at it. Like when I compare them to, like, yeah, Dame gonna get his buckets, but shit, the motherfuckers around him gonna do some dumb shit. And sometimes, man, that shit hard to overcome.
But it's just like, man, I just think like
But I will I will give you on this. Like that Dame pretty much did like kill my argument for him this season when he pretty much decided to sit. So you pretty much got that one. Like I would have kept beating the table for that nigga to the end of the days, but when he sat, I was like, "Come on, dog,
doing all that damn talking,
man."
Nigga trying to get back in the damn lottery, but
it like,
just
come on, man, you making me look foolish out here.
It just, man, y'all know I get obsessed with shit. And I was never that big on SGA. I seen him coming. I thought he was gonna be an all-star. I thought he was gonna be a perennial all-star. But once you start hitting certain check marks to me, just kind of like with the De'Aaron Fox situation, it's like we know you good, bro, but your narrative can change any given season. Like you could start putting yourself on a trajectory to great at any given moment, bro. Like, look how we looked at Jimmy Butler like 4 or 5 years ago versus how we look at Jimmy Butler now after two great playoff runs. You see what I'm saying? Like the narrative changed so fast based on what you're doing for me now. Mm-hmm. And that's all I'm saying. And just the trajectory of SGA is just,
because
man,
nobody really. I don't think anybody could have predicted this with SGA just because of the simple fact. I don't feel like anybody ever thought that SGA would turn out to be the number one option on the team. You know what I'm saying? SGA was not brought to the Clippers to be the number one option. I mean, if we're gonna keep it a buck, he was drafted to be a role player. But he's taken. I mean, that's why I don't. That's why I don't like. I mean, I don't like to. I ain't trying to say he don't like the same strat, but like when people used to talk about LeBron, because LeBron used to score the same way by bullying his way in the paint, and people like, oh, he's not a scorer. Like, nah, if the ball's going into the hole, I don't care how you get it in there. You're a scorer.
Yeah.
So it's just one of them. But just with him, we never thought we was gonna see this. We never thought that he was gonna be scoring at this high clip, at this high percentage, and damn sure wasn't thinking that he was ever gonna average over 30.
Exactly, bro.
So because he was not drafted to be that. I mean, but shit, at the end of the day, chalk it up to OKC general manager again, Sam. I mean, he building that roster back up. He got shit. PG got out of there. Russ wanted to leave. Shit, I'll take them picks too. And he's still thriving off of them picks today. Now, I still don't like the fact he picked up Chet, and then he done did that dumb shit and got hurt. But you know, you live and you learn.
I don't like with the Chet pick, and I didn't like the Ousmane Dieng pick. I feel like Mark Williams would have been a perfect center for that team. And even if you would have got Chet, I feel like they could have played together. Chet can shoot the three, Mark Williams can control the paint, and he's switchable enough to not be a liability to where it's like I can't play him in certain matchups. And I just feel like Oklahoma City is still missing that centerpiece, the center position for they rebuild. And they literally could have got it all in one draft. And that's my biggest problem with OKC and what they have done this year. But when it comes to SGA, I just feel like, especially when it comes to young players, what young player has been more impressive than SGA, bro? Like, because like the people that's around that age group, the Lucas, the Trays, I feel like he got a better attitude. He got a better attitude than Trey and Luka, in my opinion. He's a better two-way player than Trey and Luka, in my opinion. He's getting around the same amount of points as those guys. He's closing games like those guys. He's doing it with a worse supporting cast than those guys.
The only downfall is OKC.
And he didn't have the hype. He getting it all out the mud.
That's his only downfall is OKC, because both of them boys you compare him against, they've been to the playoffs, and they both done been to a conference finals. They have been on TV. Unfortunately, OKC post Russell Westbrook. Who?
Hey.
Who?
If we
Who? So I mean, we just gotta keep it a buck. I mean, people that actually watch the league, we know, but you talk to a casual fan that just watch TNT and ESPN games, they don't know who the fuck he is.
Cause I'm just saying, man. Cause like, man, you just look at it, bro. SGA don't complain. He don't stay in the real space 24/7. It's like everything I want out of a basketball player, man. SGA damn near checking every box, bro. And it's just like he becoming quickly one of my favorite young players because just like Luke, I love Luka to death. Like just like that killer instinct he had, especially in the playoffs, just his ability to rise and raise the flow on teams. But he took a step back this year. We gotta call a spade a spade. He took a step back. Trae Young been taking a step back every year since goddamn he went to the conference finals. And it just Anthony Edwards is taking a step back. Blish. In real time, Anthony Edwards taking a step back. Like Devin Booker ain't staying healthy. Like it's like, man, when you just start looking at the league, when LeBron fades out, when Kevin Durant fades out, when Kawhi fades out, when Damian Lillard fades out, say, man, hey, SGA gonna have an argument being a top 5 player. Nigga say shit, he gonna be fighting with niggas, man. Cause you know Giannis go be there, Jokic go be there. We know Embiid go be there. We know Luka go be there. But shit, after that,
I mean, he beat goddamn in Minnesota, make it to the playoffs. He may get himself on TV a little more. And then depending on who they draft, I mean, hey, because at the end of the day, they probably gonna put him on just because they still want to see Chet. Like, you gotta remember that too. Like, man, look, people gonna want to see him, so they gonna put him on some primetime games. But if he get himself into the playoffs this year, it'll definitely help. Because at the end of the day, when you got somebody that had the type of hype that he had, they was gonna put OKC on TV until he got hurt. Soon as that motherfucker got hurt, they started changing the schedule.
Yeah.
When you get picked that high in the draft, they gonna show you. When Lonzo got drafted, Lakers were still trash, but guess what? They wanted to show him, so they had him on primetime TV.
Man.
So shit.
You ain't wrong. You ain't wrong, man.
Yeah, I mean, shit. LaMelo came in as the second pick in the draft.
I think he was the
third pick.
It went
it
went Wiseman, then LaMelo.
There you go. So yeah, shit. LaMelo came in as the third overall pick, and he got the Hornets on TV. So they gonna put the motherfuckers on there.
I just feel like, like we was talking about, SGA just didn't have the hype. He didn't have the name. And I just feel like he got out the mud, bro. Just like Jalen Brunson, getting it out the mud. It's like you have to see these dudes. You gotta see them.
Even still, look at Dame. Like, they like when you really just look at Portland, like, yeah, they were always a viable team, but they were still at the bottom of the barrel as far as getting put on national TV. Even them years when Dame and CJ was going to the playoffs every year, like casual.
Nah, that Dame was on TV. Dame was on TV.
Well, I mean, after CJ.
Yeah, like when they actually became
like just the fact
team,
that the fact that Dame was still there, it was the only reason why they stayed relevant. I mean, this year, of course, I don't think it was much, but
Yeah, I done seen too much of Portland these last 2 years. The motherfucker been on TV, bro. Because you just like Dame kept them on TV after the Brandon Roy, the Marcus Aldridge shit. But man, Dame put asses in seats.
I meant to send y'all this picture earlier because they said, what was they like? They said if if Dame, Brandon Roy, LaMarcus Aldridge, and who's that other nigga they had on the damn team? The nigga that they called a bust, Greg Oden. And it was one more person that had in that starting five. But that was like if these players could have stayed healthy, this Portland team would have been in league.
Oh yeah, Portland had some of the worst injury history of all time, going back to Bill Walton, bro.
Yeah.
Anything else y'all want to talk about? I'm gonna quit blowing SGA smoke up everybody, but
I feel like SGA is like almost another Kevin Durant type player for you. You get real emotional about him, and I like it.
It just say, man, when a dude Like it's one thing for like, let's say, like how you said LaMelo. I've been knowing about LaMelo since he was 13 years old, bro.
Who
I've been
hadn't
knowing
known about
about
LaMelo?
nigga been knowing about Zion since Zion was 15. But SGA, I knew about SGA in college. It's the same way with Devin Booker. Devin Booker came off the bench in college, man. Nobody thought Devin Booker was gonna be doing what he was doing. Nobody thought SGA was gonna be doing what they doing. So it's a certain way we look at the dudes that come out of nowhere. And sometimes I just feel like, say, man, you give credit what credit is due. I know nigga ain't won yet, but damn, it's like you gotta appreciate the niggas that's taking the steps on the path to winning. Now,
I
when
think the
motherfuckers
only
go,
reason why you make like some people might not put him in the same category as Devin Booker is because even when the Suns was irrelevant, Devin Booker was still scoring like this. Like Devin Booker really just needed a squad. Like it took a minute for us to see this out of SGA because this was his 5th year in the league.
you can hear me.
Huh? I can hear you. How many
You can hear
years
me.
is it? Yeah.
I think it's like his 7th year.
No, I'm talking about Shea. Yeah, it's Shea. It's Shea's. No, I was talking about Shea. I'm talking about SGA. Yeah, it's his 5th year in the league. So, I mean, he's progressively gotten better, but that's why a lot of people may not put him in the same category because we've been seeing this out of Devin Booker because he was pretty much the number one guy as soon as he got there.
Yeah, I see what you're saying, but I'm saying like,
I mean,
it's
when we talking right now, I'll most definitely put him right there with him. I mean, of course, well, now Devin Booker ain't like the deadliest 3-point sniper out there, so I mean, you can go tit for tat with them really if you really look at it. I think you get the same level of production scoring if you put SGA in the same role as Devin Booker and vice versa. I still think Devin Booker will probably get you 30 on OKC. I mean, he ain't gonna be as healthy, of course, but
this my thing because everybody love bringing up two ways until you get to certain people.
well, no,
Like,
I wasn't even talking about the defensive side of it yet. I just even look at it. I feel like that SGA would still be more efficient too. He'd be more efficient just
yeah,
because of the way he gets his buckets.
outside of the 3-point, outside of the 3-pointer, SJ ain't got no holes in his game.
Yeah, I mean,
Like,
but like I said, Devin Booker's not the best 3-point shooter either.
yeah, I like
That's
Devin
why
Booker, and I think Devin Booker is more of a 3-level scorer, and sometimes they can just be more valuable just because he's more dangerous from all areas of the court, and he's like a professional scorer. Like Devin Booker is like crafty from goddamn everywhere on the court in terms of using both hands, all angles from all three levels. But man, I don't know. But anything else y'all want to talk about? I don't want to keep talking about SGA. Motherfucker thinking they got goddamn.
I mean, he's pretty much like your baby Kevin Durant, and that's okay.
And he's like, bro, this
I see he
I
gets
ain't
you.
even playing it.
He gets you triggered too.
I didn't even playing this, man. I ain't even
I know
playing
you
this,
did it, but
dog.
it's just. But even still, even we've been talking about SGA during the season. That nigga gets you triggered. I think that's your other player. KD
Bro,
and SGA are your KD and SGA are your two players.
that shit just been so impressive, bro. Like,
KD and
man.
SGA, like when KD is gone, SGA is gonna be your nigga, bro.
Whoa, is SGA becoming my favorite player?
SGA ain't even got a 3-point shot, and you talk, bro. When I tell you, when people, yes, that's your favorite player in the NBA. I ain't heard you defend nobody. Like I done heard you defend some motherfuckers, but I ain't heard you defend nobody like SGA.
Damn.
SGA got your ass in a chokehold, boy.
Hey man,
That's
he put
cool though. I
38.
ain't mad at it.
I'm just gonna say this before I move off. SGA put 38 on Dallas, 37 on Denver, 39 on Milwaukee. That boy don't put oh jeez. That boy don't put 35 on Atlanta, 42 on Dallas again, 35 on Minnesota, 35 on Portland, 44 on the Pelicans, 37 on Philly.
Ray, look at your boy. Ray, look at your boy.
36 on Atlanta, 34 on Denver again, 35 on Cleveland.
44 That's gonna be your new KD when that nigga retire. I'm calling it now. That type of ball don't die.
40 on Phoenix. Oh my God, 39 on Phoenix. Oh, this dude is crazy, man.
There you go. Yep, there you go.
Say dog.
There you go.
Say, man, you know what I'm saying? I gotta follow my heart, bro. Every time I watch the nigga play, I'm like, bro, this nigga is killing, man. It gets the good team. That's really what it is too. But anything else y'all want to talk about? I ain't trying to keep talking. Before we wrap it up,
we can end it right there. We done found your new favorite player.
Man, I done put Ray on.
It done goes without saying. Yeah, Ray done walked away.
He trying to tell me AD ain't on come on, he trying to tell me SGA ain't on AD level. Is you crazy? Dude is the fourth leader in scoring. He's probably gonna be one seed under AD is. But that'll be our hooping story.
He said what?
No, I'm saying AD got some crazy games this year too. I mean,
but look, Ray, AD is NBA 75, bro. We know what AD is, and we know what AD is supposed to be. My thing is, I'm not gonna just say SGA just head and shoulders above Anthony Davis, but SGA is on that same level right now. He playing like it. It's showing in the seeding, and it's not empty stats. Like when a dude is putting 31 a game, he's fourth in the NBA in scoring, and he's putting his team in a position to get in the playoffs.
Off of twos.
He's not even shooting threes. He getting 30 a game. He's second in paint points behind Giannis and Zion, man.
Off of twos, Ray.
He got two rookies in his starting lineup and a second-year player. Like
he shot bad against them Lakers though.
Man. Hey man.
That's why out of all that time he was going off who he was going up against, he never mentioned them Lakers.
Hey.
But I know somebody who did go off against the Thunder.
AD, the team going off against the Thunder, who we just talked about, ain't got a big. Oh, okay. Oh, all right. We just sat here and just been like,
they weren't throwing double teams at him. I know they was.
Man, you double teaming him with 2 6'8" dudes, man. Come on.
Just when LeBron was hurt, so I know they was probably throwing even a double team with what's called help on the backside. I know they was.
Ray Bezo, man, love you to death, man. But man, this Lakers blindedness. This trade really
shot 71% against him.
No. AD is going to dog any team that don't got a center, bro. He go do that. But I'm saying we know
why he killed Minnesota too.
Minnesota fucking sucks.
Oh, now they suck. Okay.
Yeah, they suck now.
Why he killed Boston?
Did he kill Boston, bro?
Yeah, 37 and 12.
What did he do on that Sunday ESPN game? You bring up the game that wasn't on TV. Bring up the game that was on TV. What has he done in the primetime games, period? What has he done in all these fourth quarters?
Fouled on 3-point shots.
And even when he's not doing that, he's just not closing games offensively.
He didn't have 31 against Philly.
Okay, in close games, I'm gonna say this again. When his AD went out there and won a close game all season, name all the games he done closed.
Minnesota.
You talking about the play-in game?
No.
Which
last game they played them in the regular season.
Okay.
Memphis.
Man, that nigga done fucked up more fourth quarters than he done carried.
Yeah, he done cooked some folks too. In that same game you talking about the Mavericks, he was cooking them boys until until them bad 2 defense possessions. Man, he was cooking them boys.
them bad 2 defensive possessions at what time?
Crunch time.
Most of the time.
You say shit, man. It's a reason why. Hey, man, I don't know. That's why LeBron his mentor. You do it 1 through 3, they'll forgive you for the 4th.
This man disrespectful, man.
Man,
that boy LeBron been debunked that, man.
He done did debunk what?
LeBron
he finished games. He passed to Dennis Schroeder. Man, Dennis Schroeder was 5 for 14. Nigga, that wasn't no high percentage play. That nigga just didn't want to take the shot.
Guess what Dennis Schroeder was? Wasn't he wide open? Which means hold on a second now. This what your IQ come in.
He
DJ.
was 4 of 11 before that.
You don't trust in your team? Your teammates?
Not over LeBron, who was actually very efficient.
What did LeBron do? He exposed Minnesota's how dumb they are. I know y'all gonna think I'm taking the last shot. He brought
Nobody thought LeBron was taking the shot, right?
Minnesota's whole team was literally in the paint when LeBron started driving. Am I wrong?
Ray, I know you. Did you
Chris,
think LeBron was gonna Did you think LeBron was gonna take that shot? I know you. Did you think LeBron was gonna take that shot?
Chris, am I lying?
Oh, see,
was Minnesota's whole team not in the paint when LeBron started driving?
They was so because
so we can say all day what we don't believe, but
because
Minnesota for sure believed it.
Well, no, because I don't think LeBron I don't think he attacked the basket with intentions to take that shot. Now, when he started driving, I said, "Yep, I can tell he's about to bring them all." He about to kick it out. Yeah, because that's what he never had the intention to even take a shot. Now, when you look at it from that angle that they showed, he probably could have threw up a little reverse, but do I want LeBron throwing up that type of shot? No, not really. Like that's just not one, like a reverse layups ain't just one of them, because that's pretty much what it would have been. If LeBron would have threw up that shot, he would have been throwing up a reverse layup or literally just trying to like create contact and try to get fouled. But we know he's not going to do that. So
I'm saying we only thinking like that because Dennis Schroeder hit the shot. But
if
Dennis Schroeder would have missed the shot, he would have been 4 for 12, and they was like, "Why would you pass it?"
I wasn't
shooting 4 for 11.
But see, you're only thinking, but you only thought of like you probably thought about who he threw it to at the time. But I didn't know his numbers until after the game. Like, I know that Dennis Schroeder is not even I know he's not a 3-point shooter, but I didn't know what his numbers were. But if we just talking about who LeBron is as a player, LeBron was going to kick that ball out no matter who was over there in the corner because they were going to be open.
Damn, y'all see the comment? Schroeder was 3 for 4, 75% from 3 that play-in game. No, Conley shouldn't have left Schroeder, but he saw LeBron.
And see, I didn't know his numbers. I didn't know he was 3 or 4 from 3. I just know that's what he was on. But hey, when you look at it like that, you may have been trash from everywhere else when he been hitting that 3-point shot. He may not have took a lot of them, but. And again, I know that's not really his thing as far as 3-point shooting. But guess who did know what his number was for 3? LeBron.
Yeah. Hey, okay. See, Chris. Damn, why you got to kill my argument? But
hey.
Okay,
I'm just saying, bro.
If LeBron was aware of that, he was.
You know he was.
And I know,
You know he was. You know he was. That play was set up so he knew they was gonna leave him because, bro, we do not look at Dennis Schroeder as a 3-point. We don't look at him as a 3-point sniper. So Conley probably did what most niggas in the league would have done. Oh, I'm not worried about him shooting from the 3. But shit, LeBron James going to the paint. LeBron James is the best driver in basketball right now, even in year 20. I'm finna try to go stop that nigga.
You went a little bit far with that, but I see what you're saying.
Nigga, if LeBron James want to get in that paint, he gonna get in that goddamn paint. We can argue that all day. I don't give a damn how you feel about it. If he want to get in that paint, he is going to get in there. But and it don't matter who on him.
But you never mind. We ain't gonna.
That's fine. Believe what you want to believe. But at the end of the day, LeBron knew who was in that corner. LeBron knew that somebody was gonna try to send that help because you can. Hey, at the end of the day, fake. Who fake? Hey, you can say what you want to about LeBron, bro. But at the end of the day, when he drives that ball, he deserves attention, and I'm gonna just leave it at that.
LeBron does have some of the greatest IQ, and he probably did know Schroeder was hot from 3, even though he wasn't shooting good from the field.
Yeah, he didn't take that many threes. If what he's saying is true, and he was 3 for 4, he knew he didn't shoot a lot. He was 2 for 3 before that. Yeah, so he didn't shoot a lot of them, but shit, 2 for 3.
He was making them.
He was making them. So shit, hey, y'all already. So if you put it in the who all was on the floor in that play?
Now that my memory is not that good. I ain't gonna cap. But
because that also because we know.
I think it was everybody in the starting lineup except for D-Lo.
Yeah, D-Lo was on the bench.
Was Vanderbilt in the game, right?
I think so.
So I'm pretty sure it was the starting lineup just minus D-Lo, add Schroeder. So it was probably Schroeder, Reeves, LeBron, AD, and is that 5?
Yeah.
No.
You said who was in there?
So it was probably
Schroeder was in for D-Lo.
Schroeder, Reeves, LeBron, Vanderbilt, AD.
So shit, there you go, right there.
Now I know D-Lo did come back in for overtime though.
I ain't gonna stunt, fool. I love D-Lo, but it seems like he's just gonna be my regular season guilty pleasure, man.
But when you look at that lineup right there, who else was gonna kick it to? Because we know that AD is gonna be guarded. You already displayed your disgust in the backcourt with Austin Reeves and D-Lo as far as they shooting. So if you know that, then we know that LeBron knows it. Shit, Jared Vanderbilt didn't score a point in that game. So who he was gonna kick the ball to who?
But granted though, D-Lo and Austin Reeves having a bad shooting night, but they are still pretty good shooters.
Well, yeah, I'm not
nobody gonna just leave them open.
No. I'm not discounting that, but I'm just saying when you think about just how they were playing that night, like I'm pretty sure Braun took all that into consideration when he threw that bitch in that corner. He took all that into consideration. Like I understand, you got bad, like a player can have a bad shooting night, but then crunch time come in, they knock down the shot they got to. We done seen niggas have 3 or 13, but that last shot was the one that mattered. He felt like it wasn't going to happen this game. He took the nigga that was 2 for 3.
All right, let's do this real quick because what's the next 2 playing games? I think it's only 2 left. It's tomorrow.
The Bulls and
you got the Bulls and the Heat.
Bulls, Heat,
and Thunder and Minnesota.
So real quick, Thunder and Minnesota. Who we got?
I think I'm gonna take Minnesota in that game.
Give me about a brief 30 to 40 seconds. Why?
I kind of feel like the supporting cast that Shea have won't be able to recreate what they did. And I just feel like throwing Rudy out there and putting Cat at the 4 gonna make a difference rather than having to play the 5.
Okay. Ray, who you got? Thunder, Minnesota.
I'm gonna go Minnesota. I don't think Ant has a repeat bad game, and I also believe Cat is really about to destroy them because they don't have no bigs to stop what he got to what he about to bring. So that duo just I think proved too much for OKC guy.
Yeah, you're gonna have to hope on one of the role players from OKC to really step up. Like Josh Giddey, damn, they're gonna have another 30-point game.
I hope Ant what's called he drives more.
That's what I'm hoping for this game. Yes. Oh my yes, thank you. Stop selling for that 3, man. It ain't
even doing some pull-up middies. I'm like, bro, that's your bread and butter right there. Your midi and your driving ability.
He wasn't even getting to his mid-range. He just kept jacking up threes.
Like your threes is a bonus. That's not your strength though.
I'm taking OKC. I'm riding with SGA. I think he's the best player in that game. I feel like he's going to be the best player in that game. I feel like he's the most consistent player in that game. I feel like he has better IQ than Cat and Anthony Edwards combined. I feel like Josh Giddey is going to cancel out whatever you get out of fucking Conley and whoever else they start in that backcourt outside of Ant. I feel like Jalen Williams is not going to have another bad game. He's inconsistent, but I don't feel like he's going to have 2 bad games in a row, even though he's a rookie. I feel like he's going to learn from that first bad playing game. He's going to come back out because he is technically their second best player. I feel like Lou Dort is going to do a really good job on Anthony Edwards. So I feel like Lou Dort can stick with him in terms of speed and size and quickness and stuff like that. I do think Cat go off, but I don't think it's going to be enough. Because is Rudy Gobert playing?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he just spending 1 game.
Okay, so with Rudy Gobert, it's gonna be a little bit tough because OKC loves to drive the basketball, so it's gonna be a little tough. But I just feel like SGA is gonna be special.
And I feel like that'll help Cat in his foul trouble, him not having to play the 5 so much and defend the rim.
Okay, so who else? It was Heat versus Bulls.
Yeah.
Who y'all got?
Man, I'm calling the Bulls in the upset.
I think at this point ain't no upset no more.
I mean, you can say that, but at the same time, I mean, I guess if we talking based off of expectations for the Miami Heat, like I don't think anybody thought they was gonna be like a top 3 seed, but I definitely did see them playing better than this. I mean, I don't know. Like I mean, because even when they was making these runs these past 2-3 years, it's not like they've ever just been a good shooting team. They were just a tough team to play against. They lived off of defense and just making sure they beat you up and just off of effort. And that's really, and again, 2s and 3s play off of effort. So they've been living off of it. So they've been living off that. And they got them to a finals, got them to the Eastern Conference Finals. But while y'all pretty much been sitting there stagnant, and the best player y'all done added is Kyle Lowry, all these other teams have pretty much taken a step ahead of y'all. So that's kind of how I'm looking at it. I mean, shit. I ain't gonna cap. I thought they was gonna beat the shit out of Atlanta. They beat them all year.
Mm-hmm.
They beat them all year.
Season.
So yep. I was sitting like, oh shit, I didn't even plan to watch the game. I was like, shit, I caught maybe the last quarter. I was like, what the fuck is going on? But when I went back and actually looked back at it, I was like, oh, they just got out hustled. They was missing easy shots. They was missing shit they make in their sleep. So they have another game like that. It's gonna be an easy dub for the Bulls. I don't feel like they're gonna do that twice in a row. I do feel like those are 2 hard-nosed teams because people forget the Bulls are like what, top 5 in defense too.
Mm-hmm.
So
especially so Ray, you got the Bulls too?
I don't know, to be honest.
to choose. You gotta go on ahead, make a selection, bro.
Hey, very funny, bro. He said, I don't know to me. I was like, I don't give a fuck about it. They both trash.
I think the Heat might pull this one out.
It's possible. Hey, I ain't gonna stunt, bro.
And see, the other thing about it too, though, I don't think Kyle Lowry is gonna show up another. Like y'all do realize, if Kyle Lowry would have just had his normal like 10 to 15, they would have lost by like 20, 30 points.
Exactly. You heard what I said. I said Kyle Lowry played at his body just for it to be a respectable loss.
I don't feel like Kyle Lowry is gonna do that again.
He's not.
I mean, maybe because it's gonna be against the second unit, and he's an experienced player, but nah, I don't see that. Y'all finna have Patrick Beverly running around celebrating another play-in win. I know y'all done seen them edit that Bulls uniform on him from that Timberwolves picture. I know y'all done seen that.
Yeah, I seen it.
I know y'all done seen that. That man is forever gonna be the play-in tournament king.
Play-in Pat.
Play-in Pat.
But this my thing. This is why I feel like the Bulls got a chance. Because if we look at the Miami Heat and how they how they defense is structured, I feel like you got DeRozan and Lavine. Who you putting? You got to put Jimmy Butler on just one, and then you got to put Tyler Hero on somebody. You put Tyler Hero on either Lavine, or he get caught on the switch with Lavine or DeRozan. That's Cook City. I feel like
and see, that right there is why I feel like Miami is missing a true big, because I feel like in that situation, if you put Jimmy on one of them, you could put Bam Adebayo on the other best player, and if you have a true big to deal with their other center, you're not losing anywhere. That's why I feel like, and like even against a team like Chicago, where they have a true big, that could pose to be a problem. Because again, I'm not saying Bam ain't good on defense, but I'd rather have Bam out there. Like if they playing against the Celtics, I want Jimmy on Jason Tatum and I want Bam on Jaylen Brown. That's how that's supposed to be. Let go get a big to deal with Robert Williams.
I like that.
That's why I said Miami needs a true big, and Bam needs to be at the 4. And if he's on defense, he needs to be guarding the first or second best player.
I like that. That makes sense.
However you want to put it. That's going to be the hole in Miami, and I don't see him doing it.
I feel like they're going to get killed on the boards again, because you got Vucevic who get 11 rebounds a game. Then you got Drummond who will come in. He's been like a 4-time rebounding champ in the league. So I feel like, once again, Bam is going to be 3-4 big down. Well, two bigs down. They just going to be wearing Bam out on the glass again. Bam gonna be out of position because he gonna have to try to help on somebody that's getting cooked. He gonna have to try to box people out. He gonna have to try to get blocks, get rebounds. Then they gonna try to ask him to score more than he should. And I feel like if Lavine keeps his confidence, because I feel like his knee is all the way back. Lavine been struggling with that knee for like 2 years, like last year and most of this year. So he was saying is fully healthy, because that's what they were saying in like the little post game, the pre-game shit. They was talking about how he feel like his knee is 100% and he's 100% comfortable on it, and he has been since the All-Star break. And Lavine has been killing. He been another dude that's been almost 40, 50, 90 if it wasn't for the free throw percentage. But he's been shooting over 40% from 3, 50% from the field the last couple years, and he's one of the most efficient scorers we got in the league. And if he playing like he played in that last playing game, Lavine is going to be the best player on the court. And I always lean towards the best player on the court in these games. So I'm taking the Bulls. And I think Lavine has a chance of going for probably 40. That sound crazy right now, but I think Lavine could go for 40 on Miami. But
that second half was something different for Lavine.
Don't
bank that out of him for every game.
Nah,
I expect that out of every game now going forward.
I ain't gonna expect it. But he did raise the bar for me. I ain't gonna lie. Like, I expect something more from him. When you show me more, I expect more.
You only expect what you show
So shit, don't go after getting 30 if you just go follow it up with 12. Don't never give me 30 then, you know what I mean? But man, we almost at the 3-hour mark, man. Anything y'all else I want to say before we wrap up?
No, that's gonna be it.
Lakers is 6.
Wow.
I ain't mad at it. I ain't mad at it at all.
They say, man, that'll be it for Hoop Historians, man. Catch us next week. They say, I'm Diddy Knows Ball. That's White Boy Chris. That's Ray. Man, we putting basketball in proper perspective, man. I know we gave y'all too many minutes on SGA, but that boy a killer. Till next time.